While everyone else was celebrating the end of the college entrance exams, this high school student was thrown off the rooftop by someone. And the murderer was still watching him with a beaming smile. Kim Yun-sung couldn't understand it. He had endured for so long. As long as he could graduate smoothly, he'd finally be free of these demons. So why wouldn't they let him go? Yet the only thing he could be certain of was this: on this day, he lost his life. But reality proved even crueler than hell itself. Kim Yun-sung vaguely heard his grandmother arguing with someone. "What nonsense are you talking about? Are you saying my grandson will never wake up, and I should just give up?" Kim Yun-sung realized that, in other people's eyes, he had become nothing more than a vegetable. Yet his grandmother's touch and voice were so vivid, so clear to him. He believed with all his heart that he would wake up at any moment. After all, he'd never even caught a cold growing up. But his body seemed trapped in endless darkness. He listened helplessly as his grandmother's sobs grew louder, unable to do anything. Everyone at the hospital advised her to let go, but how could she bear such a thing? After he lost his parents, it was his grandmother who raised him from childhood. She cried out hysterically, "Even if you just move a little, please, just let grandma know you're still alive. Please, move." Her voice, desperate and full of despair, echoed through the hospital. Kim Yun-sung could do nothing but listen in silence. He didn't know how much time passed before his younger brother, Kim Hyunjin, came to him in tears. It turned out those bullies had now started picking on his brother, and their grandmother, working odd jobs to pay the medical bills, had hurt her back. His brother, at a loss, said, "If you're going to stay like this, maybe it'd be better if you just left us. If you were gone, maybe things wouldn't be so hard for us. I'm begging you, please wake up, don't just lie here forever." But Kim Yun-sung couldn't even shed a single tear, let alone end his life early. All he could do was comfort himself. If he could just hold on a little longer, he'd wake up from this nightmare. In the blink of an eye, 3 years passed, and it had been ages since his brother last visited. One day, Kim Yun-sung suddenly overheard that his grandmother had fallen ill. The people around him burst into gloating laughter. "Now we can finally turn up the TV as loud as we want." Kim Yun-sung never imagined people could be this heartless. Still, what he hated most were those classmates who bullied him, and the teachers who protected and enabled them. "If only a miracle could send me back to the past, I would destroy every last one of them." In his mind, Kim Yun-sung kept fantasizing about how to punish them. He wanted to return every bit of the pain he'd endured, twice over. But no matter how much he imagined them suffering, it could never compare to what he'd gone through. They hadn't just turned him into a vegetable, they'd also dragged his hard-working grandmother down with him. Even in his mind, where he wiped them out one by one, it wasn't enough. Because simply killing them would be letting them off too easily. He wanted to devise a meticulous plan to utterly destroy their lives. To make them wish they were dead, with no hope of ever rising again. After 10 years of careful plotting, Kim Yun-sung finally finished his plan for revenge. Yet he was still nothing more than a useless body lying in a hospital bed. He began to pray, pleading with the heavens, "Someone, anyone, please help me end this painful life." Suddenly, a figure identical to himself appeared in his mind. Just as Kim Yun-sung was reeling in shock, the familiar noise of a classroom between classes filled his ears. Everything was at once familiar and strange. He poked his own cheek. This had to be a dream. But then, a jolt of pain shot through his body, a sensation he hadn't felt in years. He grabbed the fountain pen from his desk, and stabbed it hard into his thigh. The sharp pain snapped him wide awake. This wasn't a dream. He really had returned to that time. Just then, a cry for help came from nearby. Park Min-chul was beating up a classmate. Kim Yun-sung would never forget this scene for as long as he lived. This was the beginning of all his suffering in his previous life. In the face of such bullying, no one dared to step in. But just like before, Kim Yun-sung stood up. Park Min-chul thought he'd misheard him. "Do you know what will happen if you butt in? If you think you're any different from him, you're dead wrong." Before Park Min-chul could spew any more insults, Kim Yun-sung punched him square in the face without a word. He had imagined this moment countless times, and now it had finally come true. Park Min-chul was infamous at school for being a bully. He didn't just push classmates around, he forced others to play video games for him, and even threatened them into buying him in-game items. The bullied student, Lee Young-min, finally snapped and talked back, which led to him getting beaten mercilessly. That day was also the first time Kim Yun-sung witnessed real violence up close. He hadn't planned to get involved, but he remembered how kindly Lee Young-min had helped him with tough questions. In the end, he just couldn't turn a blind eye. Other classmates pleaded with him not to meddle, but Kim Yun-sung was always good at sports, and hardly anyone could beat him at arm wrestling, so he wasn't afraid of this so-called school tyrant. Though the teacher's sudden arrival prevented an immediate fight, from that day on, Park Min-chul's gang set their sights on him. Every day, Kim Yun-sung was dragged out and beaten black and blue by a group, then forced to play games for them after school. His life had turned into an endless hell. Now, the classmates stared in shock. No one had ever dared lay a hand on the school bully before. Park Minchul was about to fly into a rage, but Kim Yun-sung grabbed him by the hair, and slammed his face hard onto the desk. Park Minchul's legs trembled with pain. No one expected that the usually gentle class president could be so violent. But Kim Yun-sung didn't stop. Because Park Minchul's fighting style relied on brute strength to overpower his opponents. If Kim Yun-sung struck first and took him down, the rest would be easy. At that moment, Park Minchul was left utterly bewildered by the beating. He distinctly remembered never having bullied Kim Yun-sung before, so why was this guy coming at him with such viciousness, as if there were some deep-seated grudge? But Kim Yun-sung had been waiting for this moment for a full 10 years. Now, he had lost all sense of restraint. Suddenly, a chair flew through the air, abruptly breaking up the fight. It turned out to be Park Minchul's little gang. "You bastard, get your hands off him." Kim Yun-sung cocked his head. "And what if I say no?" Young Minho hadn't expected this guy to show not a trace of fear. Could he have some powerful backing? The group's resident musclehead was the first to step forward. "Today I'll show you what it means to follow the rules." This was the strongest member of the group, Kang Chang-sok. Even facing him, Kim Yun-sung wasn't sure he could win. Just then, someone shouted, "The teacher's coming." With no other choice, the gang had to retreat for now. Kang Chang-sok spat out a threat, "I'll be coming for you right after class. Don't even think about running, we won't let you down." During class, Park Minchul couldn't stop brooding. "All I remember is getting slapped by him first, so how did it end up with me getting pounded into the floor? I must have underestimated him. That's the only reason this model student could lay me out. After class, I'll make sure to put you in the hospital." When the bell finally rang, Park Minchul leapt from his seat in an instant. But the next second, a shadow flashed by, and he was sent flying with a single kick. His mind short-circuited on the spot. What the hell just happened? Kim Yun-sung loomed over him, snarling, "We still have unfinished business, don't we?" Park Minchul never imagined this guy wouldn't run. He was actually ready to go all out with them. Right then, Young Minho and Kang Chang-sok's crew charged over, full of swagger. But seeing the crowd gathered around Park Minchul's classroom, they immediately sensed something was wrong. When they reached the door, the sight that greeted them was Kim Yun-sung, face covered in blood. He taunted them, "Sorry, but you're a bit too late." An enraged Kang Chang-sok lunged at him. To Park Minchul, this guy was the most dangerous of them all. In a head-on fight, he didn't stand a chance. But taking him down was simple, so long as he used methods he'd never dared try before. In this lifetime, Kim Yun-sung was completely ruthless. To carry out his revenge, he no longer cared how dirty his tactics were. No matter how strong Kang Chang-sok was, as long as I hit his weak spots with a weapon a few times, there's no way he could last. The other two standing by could only swallow nervously. Kim Yun-sung tossed aside the iron lock in his hand, then turned his sights on Jo Young-taek. Like a maddened bull, he crashed into him, pinning him to the ground with overwhelming force. Jo Young-taek didn't even have time to react before Kim Yun-sung's fists rained down in a brutal storm, giving him no chance to fight back. Even though Young Minho behind him might jump in at any moment, Kim Yun-sung didn't care. The only way to neutralize their numbers was to take them out one by one. Right now, Kim Yun-sung seemed like a demon, and Jo Young-taek was already beaten beyond recognition. Only then did he realize his stamina was running low. But now was no time to stop. He had to finish off the last one. Young Minho was scared out of his wits. Wasn't he just some ordinary kid we never bothered with? He'd never been this strong before. How could he look like a monster back from hell? Kim Yun-sung simply said, "We're not done here, are we?" Young Minho's hands started to tremble uncontrollably. He'd thought he'd be beaten until he couldn't even take care of himself, but luckily, all the commotion drew the homeroom teacher. Young Minho breathed a sigh of relief. He's already injured 3 people. From the school's perspective, this is serious. "You're finished, punk." Unsurprisingly, what awaited Kim Yun-sung was a harsh scolding from the homeroom teacher. To avoid any blame, the teacher tried to pin the whole incident on him. But what the teacher didn't expect was that Kim Yun-sung replied in a remarkably casual tone. "No need to make such a fuss. This isn't your first time dealing with violence, is it, teacher? Aren't you good at smoothing things over? Just handle it like you always do. Cover this up for me, don't blow it out of proportion." The teacher slapped him across the face right then and there. And the rest of the teachers all acted like nothing had happened. But their reaction was just what Kim Yun-sung expected. His tragic fate in his previous life hadn't just been caused by the bullies, it was also thanks to these despicable, willfully blind adults. Especially the homeroom teacher, who had done countless disgusting things behind the scenes. Kim Yun-sung whispered a threat, "If you keep making trouble, I'll have to spill the beans about you taking bribes. I know you're in regular contact with Young Minho's mother." And you have secrets with the foreign language teacher, too. So you'd better behave yourself, you sanctimonious fraud. People often ask why bullying victims don't go to the teachers. Kim Yun-sung had tried that in his past life, but the teacher didn't care in the slightest, only telling them to get along with your classmates. That pushed Kim Yun-sung deeper into the abyss. What awaited him was even more vicious bullying from the school tyrants. He could never understand, as a teacher, if you find out your student is being bullied, shouldn't you at least try to get to the bottom of it? That day, the teacher had actually witnessed the beating with his own eyes. Kim Yun-sung thought for sure the teacher would finally take action, but to his shock, he simply turned away and pretended nothing had happened. Only later did he learn that the homeroom teacher took bribes regularly, and Young Minho's parents were his biggest cash cow. From that moment on, Kim Yun-sung was determined to rely on his own fists. That day, the conflict with the bullies reached a whole new level. Young Minho's parents personally came to the school to exert pressure, and the result was that Kim Yun-sung's grandmother had to apologize, while the bullies walked away unscathed. It was only after he became a vegetable that he realized brute force alone could never bring him justice. Only by perfectly neutralizing the adults' interference could he achieve true revenge. The homeroom teacher, now exposed, was thrown into a panic. Kim Yun-sung said coldly, "Before you speak to me in the future, you'd better think carefully. Every month, you get money from Young Minho's parents, and you're carrying on an improper relationship with the English teacher, who already has 3 kids. And that's not your only dirty secret. Want me to keep going? If it all comes out, you'll never teach again. Don't even think about brushing it off as just rumors. Because if you try, I'll drop out of school myself just to make sure your life is ruined." In the end, the homeroom teacher gave in. "What do you want me to do? The method is simple. Just keep turning a blind eye, like you always have, except this time, the one you protect is me. If you can bury what happened today, I'll promise not to use your secrets against you until graduation. You understand what I mean?" The homeroom teacher was now firmly under Kim Yun-sung's thumb. But he was only the first card in Kim Yun-sung's hand. He needed to prepare the next card as soon as possible. But before that, there was something else to settle. Right now, Young Minho was rampaging around the classroom. He had to admit, Kim Yun-sung's earlier aura had rattled him. But he figured no one had noticed. He needed to reassert his dominance at school. He couldn't let Kim Yun-sung's actions knock him off his throne. After venting his anger, he started to think, Kim Yun-sung taking out 3 people alone must have been a fluke. If it came down to a one-on-one fight, he was sure he could win easily. As if reading his thoughts, Kim Yun-sung appeared right on cue. "We still have unfinished business, don't we?" Young Minho broke out in a cold sweat. A punch came flying at him, sending him and his chair crashing to the floor. The once menacing Young Minho now looked like a lamb waiting for slaughter. Kim Yun-sung went in and kicked him square in the jaw. Blood and spit sprayed everywhere. Young Minho started screaming for help. "This guy's a total maniac. Anybody, please, someone save me." Suddenly, the homeroom teacher appeared. Young Minho thought he'd found a lifeline, but the teacher just turned his head away. "I wouldn't count on anyone helping you. Not in this school, no one will ever stand up for you." After beating Young Minho, Kim Yun-sung was suddenly struck by a sense of emptiness. The person who'd tormented him for 3 whole years was now trembling like a leaf after just a few slaps. It made him realize just how weak he'd been in the past. The students nearby were so scared, they didn't even dare to breathe. In their eyes, Kim Yun-sung's life was as good as over. The principal had always dreamed of turning this school into an elite institution, which meant keeping good relations with powerful parents. Now, 4 well-connected students had been sent to the hospital by Kim Yun-sung. The principal was adamant, he had to be expelled. Just as the English teacher raised her hand in agreement, the homeroom teacher nudged her, signaling her to keep quiet. "If you don't want our relationship exposed, you'd better help protect Kim Yun-sung. If he gets expelled, we're both finished." The homeroom teacher stole a glance at Kim Yun-sung, and felt a chill at how calm he looked. He quickly began to plead with the principal. Kim Yun-sung did make a mistake, but he's not solely to blame. According to the students, Young Minho and his gang have been bullying classmates for a long time. I'd been planning to punish them, but I never expected Kim Yun-sung, unable to bear the bullying, would act out like this. He was a victim before he became an aggressor. If we punish him now, we're going against our duty as educators. In the end, the principal announced that a disciplinary committee would be held in 1 week to decide Kim Yun-sung's fate. But until the meeting, Kim Yun-sung would be suspended, and would have to return with his guardian in a week. Kim Yun-sung replied coolly, "Understood." The homeroom teacher hurried after him. "I did everything I could for you, but this is out of my hands." Of course, Kim Yun-sung understood perfectly. The reason he'd roped the teacher into his plan was precisely because this man was quick on the uptake. If handled well, he'd give you everything he had. Kim Yun-sung said, "I know you've done what you can. But you knew about the bullying from the very beginning, didn't you?" Remember this, until I graduate, there's only one way to keep me quiet, in any situation. You do absolutely everything you can for me. If you ever fail to show your loyalty, I'll tear your life to shreds. And I promise you, I always keep my word. As much as Kim Yun-sung wanted to see him ruined, he couldn't throw away this card out of anger. Until he had put down roots at this school, the teacher still had his uses. And in a week's time, everything the principal hoped for would turn out the exact opposite of what he imagined. After lying in bed for 10 years, Kim Yun-sung finally found himself walking this familiar road home once more. His family lived in a rundown apartment building. He'd always resented it as a child, but now, the sight of it filled him with aching nostalgia. Back then, when he'd heard that his grandmother was going to sell their home to pay his hospital bills, it felt as if his entire world had collapsed. When he got home, he found that his grandmother wasn't there. She must have gone out to work again, trying to earn more money. He took a moment to collect himself. He couldn't let sorrow swallow him whole. He'd finally been given a second chance at life. Beyond revenge, he was determined to make sure his grandmother would never want for anything again. He needed to use this week to prepare thoroughly. His plan for the future was clear. First, he had to strengthen himself, though if he could win over a certain someone, he'd have a huge advantage in future fights. Second, he needed to assemble a force strong enough to stand up to the school bullies. He was just a penniless student, he couldn't pull off his revenge on his own. And third, and most important, he needed to gain backing that could smooth over any trouble, so his plans could actually be carried out. To deal with the upcoming disciplinary committee, this backing was his top priority. Luckily, during his years as a vegetable, he'd heard the news on TV every day. The chairman of Myeongjin Construction was about to choose his successor. The eldest son, Go Chang-baem, only had a high school diploma. The younger son, Go Chang-sok, had graduated from a top university and married into a powerful family, expanding his connections. One day, Go Chang-baem was arrested for assaulting a civilian. He tried to explain that the other party started it, but there were no security cameras at the scene to prove his innocence. The police all knew the Ko family had deep connections. If they let him go, they'd offend the younger brother, Go Chang-sok. After all, Go Chang-sok's influence now even overshadowed his brother's. Go Chang-baem knew this incident would have a huge impact on his bid for succession. But he couldn't clear his name. Just as he was at a loss, a high school-aged boy suddenly appeared beside him. The boy pointed at Go Chang-baem. "I'm here as a witness for this gentleman." Once the police saw the footage, they finally believed Go Chang-baem hadn't started the fight. Since there was no surveillance at the scene, Kim Yun-sung had gotten dashcam footage from a nearby parked car. This gentleman was provoked by those people and had no choice but to defend himself. If he's guilty of anything, it's only that he knocked the other guy out with a single punch. Go Chang-baem threw an arm around Kim Yun-sung. "You're not just good looking, you've got a silver tongue too." With this conclusive evidence, the police had no choice but to let him go. Go Chang-baem yanked the police officer by the collar. "I'll remember your face. Your life's about to get real interesting." Once outside, Go Chang-baem immediately wanted to thank Kim Yun-sung, pulling out a thick wad of cash as a token of his gratitude. He'd expected a kid his age to be dazzled by so much money, but Kim Yun-sung remained utterly composed. Clearly, this wasn't any ordinary boy. Suddenly, Kim Yun-sung asked sharply, "Do you really think what happened today was just a coincidence? Let me be blunt. I know you're Go Chang-baem, the eldest son of Kang Song Group, locked in a succession battle with your younger brother, Go Chang-sok." Go Chang-baem's expression immediately darkened. "Who the hell are you?" Kim Yun-sung was unfazed. "I don't think today was an accident, and I have proof to back it up. If you're truly grateful, give me an hour of your time. I guarantee you'll lose nothing, and it might just change your future forever." They went to a cafe together. Kim Yun-sung handed him the original dashcam footage. It turned out that, 30 minutes before the incident, those men had been lingering around the area. When Go Chang-baem appeared, they deliberately went to pick a fight. "Honestly, Mr. Go, you've suspected something, haven't you? Ever since the succession race started, it's felt like someone's been setting you up at every turn. Haven't you thought that maybe all of this is orchestrated by your brother, Go Chang-sok, to ruin your reputation?" Go Chang-baem asked, "So what do you want?" When he heard the boy say he wanted to help him get revenge and become the next successor, he burst out laughing. "You? A high school student?" But Kim Yun-sung's next words made him fall silent. "I know you've got a lot of people on your team in this fight for succession. But haven't you realized? They're all working for your brother. I know you won't believe me at first, but I hope you'll at least give me a chance to prove myself." Go Chang-baem mulled it over for a long time outside. "That kid's right, compared to my brother, I really have nothing going for me. If things keep going like this, I'm going to lose everything. But can I really trust someone I've only met once?" He remembered what his father had said, "If you lack ability, then find people who have it to serve you." Don't worry about their age, gender, or background, as long as they're useful to you, that's enough. Go Changbayam decided to take a gamble. Tell me your plan. I'll listen to everything you have to say before I decide. Kim Yun-sung didn't mince words. Go Chang-sok is the more qualified successor. He's got a prestigious degree, he's married into a powerful family, and most people have joined his camp. Other than being the eldest, you really have nothing in your favor. But even so, I still believe you'll be the next in line. Because no matter how great Go Chang-sok looks on paper, there's only one reason your father insists on the two of you competing. He's old-fashioned and wants the eldest son to inherit the family business. If Go Chang-sok, who excels in every area, were suddenly dragged down to your level, who do you think your father would choose? There are 3 things you need to win. First is connections. On that front, you've already lost. Through marriage, Go Chang-sok has tied himself to the local elite. Second is reputation, and yours is that of a brash, reckless thug. Third is ability. While you've been living it up, your brother's already working in the company. So, let's go back to the first point. We need to destroy his connections. You need to drive a wedge between Go Chang-sok and his wife. As long as she stops supporting him, your brother will be back at the starting line with you. Not long after, Go Chang-sok received devastating news. His wife had found his secret villa and given his mistress a beating for good measure. The scandal dealt a heavy blow to the Go family's reputation. Chairman Go Myung-jin was furious. I told you, a man who can't keep it in his pants will only bring disaster. If you're going to fool around, you might as well be like your brother, live like a bum and stay single for life. And Go Changbayam, why did you end up at the police station again? Go Myung-jin had expected his eldest son to be as defiant as always, but to his surprise, this time he admitted his mistake and promised it would never happen again. Go Myung-jin was actually pleased. I know the other side started it. But you still did everything you could to avoid conflict. You did well. I'm proud of you. After the 2 brothers left the meeting, the younger one was seething with anger. I don't know who gave my wife the address, but if I ever find out, I'll tear him to pieces. Meanwhile, the elder brother, Go Changbayam, was still basking in his father's rare praise. My father usually just scolds me, he actually complimented me today. From now on, I want to keep earning his approval. Of course, all of this was thanks to Kim Yun-sung's coaching. After this incident, Go Changbayam had taken a real liking to him, and declared he would follow his lead from now on. Kim Yun-sung said, "Next, you should join the company and start from the bottom." At the mention of starting from the bottom, Go Changbayam frowned, but a moment later, he relaxed. "Whatever you say, I'll do it." Then Kim Yun-sung raised a condition. "I'll help you, but you need to meet my demands too." Go Changbayam replied generously, "Just say the word, Heinzung. For you, I'll do anything." A week later, the school's disciplinary committee was about to begin. Young Minho's mother confronted the homeroom teacher and slapped him across the face. "If you want to keep your job, you'd better see to it that the kid who hit my son gets expelled." The homeroom teacher was put in an impossible position. He tried to persuade Kim Yun-sung to admit fault in order to receive the lightest punishment possible. Kim Yun-sung replied, "I know Young Minho's mother is putting pressure on you, but you'd better make your allegiance clear. If I go down, you go down with me." The homeroom teacher was utterly desperate. No matter which side he chose, his future looked bleak. That was, until he saw Kim Yun-sung's guardian. He recognized that face from the nightlife scene. If he wasn't mistaken, it was Go Changbayam, eldest son of the Kang Song group. In Daesan City, he was someone nobody dared cross. Young Minho's parents couldn't even compare. But why was he here as Kim Yun-sung's guardian? There was no time to dwell on that now. He was the only one who knew Go Changbayam's true identity, and he needed to switch sides fast. He immediately turned the tables, testifying that Young Minho had been the bully and Kim Yun-sung had only acted in self-defense. When the principal heard the homeroom teacher's statement, he broke out in a cold sweat. "Mr. Kim Young-chul, you'd better tell the truth." But the teacher kept pointing the finger at Young Minho. That day, Kim Yun-sung saw a classmate being bullied and couldn't help but step in. "Stop fighting, we're all students here." But he was threatened by Young Minho's gang. Imagine, if someone tried to hurt you, wouldn't you fight back? It's clear that Kim Yun-sung was acting in self-defense. He only fought back to protect himself. If we ignore the real cause and punish Kim Yun-sung harshly, then we're nothing but adults who refuse to see the truth behind violence. The principal was thoroughly unnerved. What kind of nonsense is this? We're dealing with the school's first violent incident. 4 students ended up in the ER. Violence can never be justified, no matter the reason. We have to punish the perpetrator severely, only then can parents trust us with their children. So first, let's hear from Young Minho. The victim's testimony should be the most credible. Young Minho put on a frightened act and began lying through his teeth. "All I saw was Kim Yun-sung beating up classmates. You can ask anyone for proof. It's a fact that he started the fight. I only rushed in because I saw my friend getting beaten, and I never expected Kim Yun-sung to use a weapon. I don't get why the teacher is blaming me. And this isn't even his first violent outburst. The teacher called him to the office, and when he came back, he attacked me in front of everyone. I didn't do anything. How is that my fault? Young Minho's mother immediately fanned the flames. Just look at my son's face. He's been beaten beyond recognition. How can such a terrible act of violence happen in a supposedly noble school? If it can happen to Minho, it can happen to any child here. We must punish the student responsible, or our school will never be safe again. Her words riled up the other parents, and soon they were all calling for Kim Yun-sung to be punished. Suddenly, a loud thump silenced the room. A bunch of useless cowards talking nonsense. Are you all pretending not to know what's really going on? Don't you see that those so-called students are nothing but monsters in human skin? The principal snapped. How dare you call our students monsters? If they're not monsters, what are they? I've done my research. Young Minho's gang is notorious for extorting and stealing from others. Everyone in the area knows them. Yet you keep protecting them? Are you all taking bribes from their families? Those punks may be in the hospital now, but Han Zung only fought to protect himself. Didn't the homeroom teacher just say? You have to see the truth for what it is. If you were bullied by thugs like this during your own school days, would you just stand by and do nothing? Young Minho's mother exploded. How dare you call my son a thug? I heard Kim Yun-sung doesn't have parents. Who are you to talk like this? Go Changbaeum flashed a proud smile. At first, he hadn't understood why Kim Yun-sung wanted him as his guardian. If he just wanted money, he could have said so directly. Kim Yun-sung explained, to pull off my plans, sure, I need your resources. But what I need most is supreme power. I'm going to make big waves at school, and some of it might even cross the line of the law. So I need you to clean up my messes. If you're my backer, no one in Daesan City will dare touch you. And I promise, I'll make sure you end up as the successor. Go Changbaeum agreed without hesitation. No matter what trouble you cause, I'll take care of it. Faced with Young Minho's mother's challenge, he answered forcefully, I'm Han Zung's guardian, and also the eldest son of Kang Song Group. Han Zung is my most cherished little brother. He would never make trouble for no reason. The moment I heard he'd been called to this committee, I dropped everything and came running. I was even planning to donate to this school in Kang Song Group's name, but now I see there's no point. Not only is this place poorly managed, the atmosphere is rotten. He's been bullied every single day. Should he be punished just for finally fighting back? Why did the school turn a blind eye when he was the victim? If you ignored him because he had no money or status, I'll make sure this so-called prestigious school is ruined. Every last bully and every adult who protected them, I'll use every resource I have to make sure they're finished in Daesan City. Everyone in the room was stunned by Go Changbaeum's presence. The principal never expected the eldest son of Kang Song Group to be Kim Yun-sung's guardian. If he insisted on siding with Young Minho now, he'd lose all connection to Kang Song Group, and the school would be shunned by other powerful circles. But if he broke with Young Minho's family, it was the perfect chance to win Kang Song's favor, making his dream of a top-tier school only a matter of time. The principal immediately shifted all the blame onto Young Minho. In fact, I've also heard that he's the ringleader of that delinquent group. Kim Yun-sung is someone I recognize as the most outstanding student at Chenil High. For a top student to do something like this, there must be a reason. So, let's hear from Kim Yun-sung himself. Kim Yun-sung spoke up, my friends have reported this countless times to the teachers. But every time, the teachers would say, the Young Minho I know isn't that kind of student. Even when the truth came out, all they ever did was give them a verbal warning. That only made Young Minho's gang more brazen with their violence. Yes, I hit Young Minho, and I sent the others to the emergency room. But why is it that after just one act of violence, I have to face a disciplinary committee? Is it because it was too violent, or is it because you think I have no power? If you don't severely punish the group that's been doing wrong all along, I'll make sure everyone outside this school learns the truth about what really goes on here. There's only one way to silence me, and that's fair and just punishment for everyone involved. Young Minho's mother was thrown into a panic. I won't allow you to punish my son. Just you wait, all of you. I'm calling my husband right now. She dialed her husband and pleaded for help, but as soon as he heard the name Go Changbaeum, his tone changed completely and he scolded her. How dare you act like that in front of Kang Song Group's eldest son? Do you want our whole family to go down because of you? Come home right now. Let Young Minho take whatever punishment he gets. The room fell silent in an instant. In the end, Kim Yun-sung was sentenced to 100 hours of community service. Young Minho, on the other hand, was expelled. Unable to accept the outcome, he rushed at Kim Yun-sung, only to be stopped by a hand. It was his own mother. With a sly grin, Kim Yun-sung said, kneel and beg me. Young Minho thought he must have misheard. I said, kneel and beg me. I've already been expelled. Why should I kneel to you? You might want to ask your mother about that. Should you kneel or not? Young Minho's mother turned away, avoiding his gaze. Kim Yun-sung continued, do your best to appease me. Maybe I'll forgive you. At that, Young Minho's mother spoke up, Minho, kneel and beg him. Hurry. Young Minho had no idea what was really going on, but he could only obey and drop to his knees. I'm sorry. I won't ever do it again. But Kim Yun-sung showed him no mercy. Just wait, you've only got more misery ahead of you. With that, the disciplinary committee was finally over. And Kim Yun-sung had taken another step closer to the shadowy forces that once cost him his life. At that moment, Park Min-chul sent a text asking to meet him. As soon as Kim Yun-sung arrived, Park Min-chul immediately tried to curry favor. Cut the crap and get to the point. Kim Yun-sung knew exactly what Park wanted. Even someone with connections like Young Minho had been forced to kneel. How could a powerless delinquent like Park hope to make waves? So Park begged for mercy. If he could get Yun-sung's forgiveness, the school wouldn't expel him. From now on, I'll do whatever you say. I'll even work like a dog for you if you want. Then he revealed a secret. There was a force behind the scenes ordering them to bully Kim Yun-sung. Just as he hesitated over whether to spill the name, Yun-sung grabbed him. I already know who's behind you. When he'd been in a coma, he'd seen a news story about a student who jumped from a building. In the suicide note, the student revealed the truth. A group called the Golden Circle, though the core members remained unknown. Golden Circle's founder, seeing how much profit there was in others' pain, had created a business. Recruiting students with absolute power in school, and making deals with wealthy and influential parents. Not only would they protect those students, but they'd guarantee top grades as well, by ordering bullies to take out anyone who performed better. For his revenge to be complete, Kim Yun-sung would have to drag out every last member of Golden Circle and destroy them all. Tell me, how did Golden Circle find you? Park Min-chul hadn't expected him to know so much. It was senior Shin Young-min who contacted us. Shin Young-min, the ultimate school tyrant, controlled the whole school. He wasn't necessarily a member of Golden Circle, but at the very least, he was their gateway. But Shin Young-min wouldn't be easy to handle. He was set to become a professional MMA fighter someday. Challenging him now would only end in a beating. For now, Kim Yun-sung had to decide how to deal with this punk. Ever since his coma, his hatred for Park Min-chul had never faded. His grandmother had once groveled for forgiveness, but all it got her was insults and humiliation. Now, let me show you what'll happen every time you see me from now on. Kim Yun-sung slapped him hard across the face. In his past life, Park had married and become a model husband, while Young Minho and the others did just fine for themselves. I never believed in evil being punished by evil. Only an eye for an eye is the eternal law. I hope you all carry scars you'll never forget for the rest of your lives. After Young Minho's expulsion, Kim Yun-sung became the talk of the school. Turns out, it's the quiet ones who are the scariest when they finally snap. Once they do, they go pitch black inside. Just then, Kim Yun-sung walked in. The once noisy classroom went dead silent. After he sat down, someone approached from behind and whispered a thank you. It was the chubby kid Yun-sung had saved from Park Min-chul. He gratefully thanked Kim Yun-sung for standing up for him, promising to help whenever needed. Yun-sung replied coldly, before the disciplinary committee, you pretended you didn't know anything. You said you were scared and refused to testify for me, but now you want to say thanks? Listen, from now on, whatever happens to you has nothing to do with me. Get out of my sight, I don't want to see your face. Meanwhile, Shin Young-min was seething. He'd thought Kim Yun-sung was nobody, yet his guardian turned out to be Myeongjin Construction's heir. In Daesan, no one could go up against Kang Song. But Shin Young-min wasn't ready to give up. Now he had an excuse to squeeze more money out of Golden Circle. He ordered the year's top dog to come see him. First-year boss Park Jin-woo soon arrived on the rooftop, trembling. Shin Young-min slapped his face and said, there's a guy in your year named Kim Yun-sung. I want you to cripple him, make sure he never walks again. At the same time, Kim Yun-sung was preparing for the dangers ahead. He had to keep his grades up, only then would he become a thorn in the side of some Golden Circle member. He already had some suspects, but without hard evidence, he couldn't move yet. The first priority was to improve his physical strength. So after school, he went to Young Duchul's gym. Young Duchul had once been Korea's first world champion in MMA, but now he was an unpopular retired athlete. Young asked him what kind of training he wanted. Yun-sung replied, I want to get better at fighting, to the point where I can crush every bully in school beneath my feet. Young's face darkened instantly. If you're only here to learn how to fight, I can't teach you. As the country's first UFL champion, Young Duchul was stuck running a tiny gym because he'd failed a drug test after a match. He'd never explained himself, and walked away from his sports career. But later, he'd spent a year training another fighter who made it to the championship. If I could get his personal training, my fighting skills would skyrocket. Yun-sung said bluntly, didn't you also do whatever it took to win? I'm just doing whatever it takes to reach my goal, too. What's wrong with that? Jung replied, that was a stupid mistake. If I had another chance, I'd never make the same choice. I don't want you ending up like I did. Go home, I can't help you. 100 million won. If you agree to train me, I'll transfer 100 million within a day. I'll pay first, so even if I back out, you won't lose a thing. You should have thought of the consequences before you took those drugs. But you made your choice anyway. I'm choosing to fight bullies, even if I end up crippled or in jail for life. But I've already accepted that risk. Just like you did when you took those drugs. I'm desperate now, I need your help. At last, Jung Duchel changed his mind. I'll help you with training, but first, there's a test. Step into the ring with me. If you can last a round, I'll acknowledge your determination. That night, when Kim Yun-sung got home, his grandmother's heart ached at the sight of him. Which bastard did this to my grandson? Tell grandma who it was, grandma won't let them off. Time rewinds to earlier at the gym. When Kim Yun-sung offered 100 million won as tuition, Jung Duchel decided to give him a chance to prove himself. If he could stay standing in the ring for 3 minutes, he'd pass. At the start, Jung attacked first. His punch landed hard on Yun-sung's guarding arm. Yun-sung thought he'd blocked it, but the sheer force still broke through, slamming into his nose. A sharp ache shot straight to his brain. His body collapsed to the canvas before he could even react. Get up. Only 10 seconds have passed. What followed was a barrage. Jung unleashed a flurry of blows like a raging storm. All Yun-sung could do was protect his head. If any punch landed, he'd be knocked out cold. Suddenly, Jung switched tactics. A vicious low kick numbed Yun-sung's leg instantly. You can still quit, you know. But Yun-sung gritted his teeth and stood up again. The 3 minutes aren't over yet. To avoid having his stamina drained, Yun-sung decided to go on the offensive and turn things around. But to a pro, this just exposed his weaknesses. The chin, the easiest place to land a KO. Yun-sung collapsed, stiff as a board, to the mat. Jung needed the money, but there was no way he'd sell his pride to someone who couldn't even take this level of punishment. Just lie there. Yet a voice came from behind him. It's not over yet. Let's keep going. Jung was surprised by his grit after all. Maybe this kid wasn't bluffing about wanting to learn to fight. Still, he'd held back to avoid injuring him too badly before. This time, he'd have to go all out. Yun-sung shielded his head, always on guard for another low kick. But Jung shifted his target again. A brutal liver punch drove agony through Yun-sung's body. A shot like that could make someone vomit, faint, even die. Yun-sung's body began to shake uncontrollably. He wanted to get up, but his body wouldn't obey. This kind of pain can't be conquered by willpower alone. Kid, just quit and go home. Yun-sung raged inwardly. You useless piece of trash, get up. Haven't you been waiting for this moment? You spent 10 years as a vegetable, lying in bed, wishing for death every day, and you can't stand this much pain? If you don't want to go back to that, then get up, right now. Under Jung's astonished gaze, Kim Yun-sung stood up once more. That last hit, most pros couldn't have taken it. Just what kind of life has this kid lived? If someone like this gets real power, it could ruin him. Determined to stop him from a lifetime of regret, Jung swore to end it here. His next punch was at full strength. Yun-sung told himself to hold on, no matter what, even if his nose got broken, even if his teeth were knocked out, he would give it everything he had. Jung's attacks grew fiercer and fiercer. Just as Yun-sung could barely even raise his guard, the timer's alarm saved him from the brink of death. Jung couldn't help but curse. Damn, this kid really made it through. When you get home, don't go telling people I beat you up. I'll send you my bank account later. His grandmother's heart nearly broke seeing his battered, swollen face. Yun-sung reassured her, he'd just had a run-in at school, but it was all sorted out. During dinner, he asked if she had any bank books. Myeongjin Construction has a new housing project, go apply for a spot. Maybe we'll get picked, and it'll definitely be worth more in the future. He wanted to just give his grandmother the 100 million directly, but she'd only ask where the money came from. This way, she wouldn't suspect a thing. The next day, school tyrant Shin Young-min called Park Jin-woo up to the roof. He patted Park on the shoulder, praising his efficiency. I just gave the order, and you already beat up Kim Yun-sung. I'm impressed. From now on, tell everyone you're my sworn brother. Park Jin-woo was totally confused. Then he saw Yun-sung's bruised, battered face. What happened to that kid? Was he too cocky and got beaten up outside school? Looks like Shin Young-min thinks I did it. But if Yun-sung can get beat up like this, maybe he's not as tough as everyone says. He then ordered his lackeys, anyone close to Kim Yun-sung, I won't let a single one off the hook. Under Jung Duchel's expert guidance, Kim Yun-sung began a hellish, high-intensity training regimen. Jung grew more and more impressed by his endurance. So he decided to put Kim Yun-sung through special training. As long as you can keep up with me, everyone else will kneel at your feet. A week later, Kim Yun-sung was deep in his studies, when his old friend Park Jin-woo suddenly showed up. Hearing him say, "I don't want to ostracize you like everyone else," left Yun-sung confused. Park Jin-woo was surprised he didn't know he was being isolated, so he explained. "Park Jin-woo has threatened every year, if anyone gets close to you, he'll come after them. You and I have been friends for 10 years, so even if it costs me, I can't watch you be alone." In Yun-sung's previous life, when Shu noticed he was being bullied, he immediately stepped in to protect him, but from then on, he became the bully's target himself. After having his leg broken, he pretended not to know Yun-sung. Later, while Yun-sung was a vegetable, Park Jin-woo even came to apologize. "If there's a next life, I'll never leave you alone again." This time, Kim Yun-sung didn't want him to get hurt because of him. "Don't act like we're close. Just ignore me like the others, I'll handle my own business." But Park Jin-woo insisted, "I won't let you face this alone. I'll come find you after class." Yun-sung didn't want him involved, otherwise, he'd only end up miserable again. Except for family, all close ties had to be cut. After class, Kim Yun-sung was thinking about how to persuade Shu to give up. But a long time passed, and he never came. Then he overheard classmates whisper, "Park Jin-woo's finished. I just saw Park Jin-woo drag him out." Yun-sung's heart skipped a beat. The next second, he sprinted out like a cheetah. He wouldn't let the past repeat itself. At that moment, Park Jin-woo and his gang had cornered Park Jin-woo in the bathroom. "I already warned everyone not to go near Kim Yun-sung. Didn't you hear me, or do you just not care?" Park Jin-woo faced the bullies without a trace of fear. "He's my best friend. If you want to fight, just do it. Don't waste time with threats." Park Jin-woo was about to strike, but Park Jin-woo landed the first punch, humiliating him in front of his lackeys. Enraged, Park ordered everyone to attack at once. Facing the group assault, all Park Jin-woo could think about was Kim Yun-sung. He knew Yun-sung was pushing him away to protect him, but in the end, he'd gotten involved anyway. Even if Yun-sung was angry, he couldn't regret standing up for him. To Park Jin-woo, Yun-sung was more than a childhood friend, he could never abandon him. Park Jin-woo seized the chance and kicked him hard in the chest. "I heard you practice taekwondo. There's always some show-off like you everywhere. Just because you learned a few moves, you think you're tough? This world's about background. Your problem is you think you're special. From now on, you and Kim Yun-sung are going to wish you were dead every day. Anytime, I can call you out. You better get used to it." Just then, the bathroom door was kicked open. Kim Yun-sung stormed in, furious. "What are you doing?" He'd wanted to deal with Park Jin-woo for a while, now was the perfect opportunity. But the two of them were a mismatch physically, so Yun-sung decided to provoke him into losing control. "Everyone's saying you beat me up. It's humiliating. You're nothing but a fat pig. If you have to gang up on Park Jin-woo, what does that say about you?" Park Jin-woo took the bait, insisting on a one-on-one fight. A dumb brute who only knew how to use force, his moves were big and easy to counter. Yun-sung kept taunting him, "What a waste of muscle." Park Jin-woo, losing his temper, charged in with everything he had, confident in his strength. But Yun-sung had learned from Young Duchul, keep your distance, strike again and again, until the other guy can't stand up. Today, he had to instill real fear in everyone. Soon, Park Jin-woo was beaten within an inch of his life. No matter how strong a bully is, he's still just a student. Faced with the demon like Yun-sung, Park finally broke. "Tell me honestly, were you the one who jumped me before? Say it out loud for everyone." Park Jin-woo was scared out of his wits. He stammered, "It was all Shin Young-min's idea. I could never beat you. If it weren't for him, none of this would have happened. Please, don't hit me again. I'll never mess with you again." Yun-sung turned to the others, "Don't you ever lay a finger on Park Jin-woo again." Then he kicked Park Jin-woo hard in the jaw. "If I see you touch him again, I'll come for every single one of you." After saving his friend, Yun-sung warned him to stay away in the future, so he wouldn't get dragged in. But Park Jin-woo grabbed his hand, and insisted, "Even if it happens again, I'll still stand up for you." Yun-sung, seeing he couldn't change his mind, laid it all out. "You think these fights are accidents? I'm the one provoking them. They all deserve it. This is just the beginning. I'm going to wipe out every single bully, even if I lose everything I have. I can't tell you the whole truth yet. Just know I'm out for revenge. If you keep being my friend, you'll keep getting dragged into things like today. If you can't even beat someone like Park Jin-woo, then it's better you stay out of my business. Let's end things here. You just wouldn't be able to handle it." At that moment, Shin Young-min was racking his brain over how to spend all this money. He couldn't believe just bullying a few students could earn him hundreds of thousands so easily. Suddenly, the back door of the classroom was kicked open. It was Kim Yun-sung. He stared at Shin Young-min, his voice cold and vicious. "Are you that bastard Shin Young-min?" No one had ever dared insult him like that before, He was about to explode. But Kim Yun-sung didn't give him a chance, launching a kick straight at him. Shin Young-min quickly raised his arms to block. Who the hell are you? How do you just attack someone without even introducing yourself? Kim Yun-sung said nothing, just charged in with his fists. Shin Young-min cursed furiously, who the fuck are you? He noticed the guy seemed to have some fighting skills, but his punches were weak and his moves predictable. Until the next second, a powerful blow hammered into his gut. Shin Young-min coughed up blood on the spot. You wanna know who I am? I'm Kim Yun-sung, the one you've been looking for. Now that the kid finally spoke, Shin Young-min demanded to know why he was here. But Kim Yun-sung didn't answer, he just grabbed a chair and smashed it over. Shin Young-min thought he was crazy for using a chair in a fight. But this was all part of Yun-sung's plan. He had to keep the pressure on, never letting up, or he'd lose. Forcing Shin Young-min to defend the entire time, he finally struck back, grabbing Yun-sung's fist. You're not walking out of this classroom alive. Yun-sung raised his arm to block, only for Shin Young-min to copy him and suddenly change the angle of attack. You think you're the only one who can fake me out? Yun-sung gritted his teeth and told himself to hang on. He knew from the start that he wasn't a match for Shin Young-min. He hadn't come here expecting to walk away unscathed, he was waiting for a single shot, and he'd bet everything on it. Seizing the right moment, Yun-sung grabbed Shin Young-min's leg. And, with a burst of force, hurled both of them toward the window. This classroom was on the top floor, falling out would mean death or worse. Luckily, Shin Young-min managed to cling to the window ledge for dear life. He was utterly terrified. Yun-sung, wild-eyed like a madman, said, either you die today, or I do. A classmate shouted, somebody pull that lunatic away. Though Shin Young-min survived, he was now completely terrified of Kim Yun-sung. Especially when Yun-sung leaned in and whispered a threat, you think this is over? The moment you laid a hand on my friend, you doomed yourself. So just wait. The next chance I get, I'll drive a chair leg through the back of your skull. I want you to remember for the rest of your life, this is what happens when you cross me. A classmate asked if Shin Young-min was alright. He tried to keep up his tough act. Why are you asking me that? Didn't you see me beat that guy up? The student quickly apologized. I did, but, don't you think you should get your back checked out at the hospital? Soon after, someone reported to the homeroom teacher that Yun-sung had beaten up Park Jin-woo in the bathroom. He thought this would be a big mess, especially since the principal had just said they were aiming to make the school a national model. But when he got to the office, the principal told him to drop it. Myeongjin Construction's eldest son, Go Chang-baeum, had agreed to sponsor the school, but only on the condition that during Yun-sung's time there, no matter what trouble he caused, the school would cover it up. So this time, we'll pretend nothing happened. I'm not making you do this for free. When it comes to school bonuses and rewards, you'll be first in line. And with Kang Song's new housing projects, Go Chang-baeum has quietly set aside over a dozen units for us. Prices are climbing fast, shouldn't you grab a few for yourself? Just keep doing what you always did to protect students, only now, the only one you need to protect is Kim Yun-sung. The teacher instantly understood and promised to handle everything perfectly. Seeing how well he played along, the principal said, just call me Big Bro from now on. The teacher was happy to oblige. The two of them put on a show of brotherly affection then and there. They had the same goal, get Kim Yun-sung safely through graduation, and enjoy the shelter of Myeongjin Construction's power. While they daydreamed about their bright future, someone burst in shouting, Kim Yun-sung's been attacked. They both flew into a rage. Who the hell dared do it? Meanwhile, Shin Young-min was fuming. Yun-sung had come after him, but now he was being painted as the attacker. But the principal and teacher, in their secret alliance, wouldn't listen to a word he said. It infuriated him. I almost got thrown off the top floor. Tons of people saw it. The teacher patted him on the shoulder. Maybe, but what matters is whether anyone believes those witnesses. Kim Yun-sung is the model student of the entire school. Who do you think people will side with? Shin Young-min swore under his breath. The teacher grabbed his collar. You dare yell at me? Keep this up and we'll make your punishment even worse. It was both familiar and strange. These two adults were as rotten as he was. He finally realized going after Kim Yun-sung wouldn't be easy. In the end, he lowered his head and admitted fault. But Shin Young-min wasn't ready to give in. He decided to use some of his payout to hire the middleman for help. Choi Tae-jun, as the intermediary, was responsible for recruiting muscle for Golden Circle. If the hired thugs failed, it was all on him. And Golden Circle never tolerated failure. This way of using connections to cover up trouble was just like what they did. Any student who crossed Yun-sung was expelled, and the principal and teachers protected him at all costs. So Choi Tae-jun went to the principal himself. I heard 4 students were recently sent to the ER and expelled from your school. But the one who hurt them, Kim Yun-sung, only got a slap on the wrist. Frankly, this is serious enough for a police case. Are you giving Kim Yun-sung special treatment? If so, I'll pursue this to the end. The principal was unfazed by the threat. We only wanted to protect the students' futures by not involving the police. We've already reported everything, so do whatever you want. Choi Tae-jun replied, I'm a man of my word. The principal's face didn't change. Here in Daesan, threats like yours don't amount to anything. Choi Tae-jun then went to the police station. But the response he got was that Kim Yun-sung's actions were entirely self-defense. Furious, Choi Tae-jun threatened to expose the incident. You know how powerful the internet can be, don't you? But the officer, like the principal, was unfazed. This is Daesan. Even if you make a fuss online, people will forget after a few days off. Now Choi Tae-jun was completely out of options. He hadn't expected this place to be so corrupt. He tried to use money to dig into Kim Yun-sung's connections, but found that no one would take the bait. Every public official openly protected Kim Yun-sung. If he couldn't find another way, this mission would surely end in failure. And Golden Circle never let a failure go unpunished. His whole life could be ruined. So he shifted all the pressure onto Shin Young-min. Our objective isn't to get rid of Kim Yun-sung, but to drag his grades down. I don't care how you do it, just lower his scores and the job is done. If you give up or fail, we won't just go after Kim Yun-sung, but you'll pay a heavy price too. Shin Young-min cursed under his breath. That bastard promised to back me up, but now he's chickening out and dumping everything on me. Just as he was stewing over what to do next, someone smacked him in the back of the head with a brick. A familiar voice said, I told you to watch your back, Shin Young-min. He spun around, ready to punch, but Kim Yun-sung's words made him freeze. Is that job really more important than your own life? I heard the client went to the principal, so I know exactly what situation you're in. But let me remind you, Myeongjin Construction's eldest son is my guardian. I never planned to settle this with just you. You've bit off more than you can chew. Don't think expulsion will save you. I'll do everything I can to get a criminal case opened, so you'll have a record. And once you're out of jail, Myeongjin Construction's people will come for you. They'll make sure you can't survive in Daesan. If you want to live like a human being, you'll have to leave Daesan for good. But even if you run, I won't let you go. My goal is simple, whoever lays a hand on me, I'll destroy them. If you want to live like a person here, grit your teeth and endure it, learn from those you used to beat up. The next day, Shin Young-min came to school covered in bruises. Everyone whispered that Kim Yun-sung must have jumped him after school, otherwise there's no way he could have won. In reality, if Shin Young-min wanted to fight back, he could have floored Yun-sung any time. But the power of Myeongjin Construction made him untouchable in this city. Still, if he just let Yun-sung go, Golden Circle would destroy everything he had. Better to be expelled and have a record than lose everything. Losing control, Shin Young-min slammed his head against his desk. He never should have taken the money or the job. He silently prayed for Kim Yun-sung to slip up on the next test. Even a small drop in grades could buy him time. Meanwhile, Kim Yun-sung was waiting for midterms. When I get overwhelming top marks, all the hidden resentment will explode. Shin Young-min, desperate to survive, Golden Circle forced to complete their task, and the furious client who gave the order, when all of them explode at once, I'll finally get what I want. Maybe it's dirty to use the principal and Myeongjin Construction's tricks, but as long as I get what I want, it's worth it. After that, no one at this school will dare touch me. The fortress I've built with violence gives me a peace of mind I've never felt before. At the same time, he was working hard to improve his fighting skills. Young Duchul was very satisfied with his pupil. If it weren't for the money between them, he might have told him to go pro. Just as Kim Yun-sung finished training and was about to leave, a familiar voice came in through the door. He said to Young Duchul, my name is Park Jin-woo. I'm the one who booked a consultation for fighting lessons. When Park Jin-woo learned that Yun-sung had provoked Shin Young-min, and that the two of them had nearly fallen out the window, he realized that Yun-sung was sending a warning to the whole school. If you touch anyone close to me, you'll bring disaster on yourself. Park Jin-woo couldn't understand why Yun-sung had become so different. He used to say he wanted to give his grandmother a good life, but now his only goal was to risk everything to wipe out all the bullies. Still, since Yun-sung had chosen this path, how could his best friend abandon him? So Park Jin-woo came to Young Duchul's gym. Kim Yun-sung tried to persuade the coach not to take him. He could pay the extra tuition himself. Young had already guessed at their relationship. In fact, Yun-sung needed a friend by his side to keep him out of trouble. But what he didn't expect was that Park Jin-woo wanted to help Yun-sung take down the bullies. Young was exasperated. You think my gym exists to teach people how to use violence to solve their problems? Park Jin-woo tore off his bandage, revealing the bruises on his face. I got these standing up to bullies. The violence in school isn't as simple as adults think. If Yun-sung hadn't helped me, I might have died on the bathroom floor. He took all the risk to protect me. I'm not giving up on a friend like that. If he's training here, he must have his reasons. Here's all the money I have. If it's not enough, I'll work off the rest. Jung pounded the table in frustration. He couldn't understand why kids so young had to walk such a hard road. But their situation really was dangerous. He wasn't sure if discouraging them from fighting back was the right thing to do. After a fierce struggle, Jung finally gave in. Come to the gym tomorrow. But if you can't keep up, I'll kick you out. As soon as Park Jin-woo walked out of the room, a pair of gloves came flying at him. Kim Yun-sung said, judging by your face, coach must have agreed to take you, but I don't. So you have to prove yourself to me. Even if you end up in hell like I did, you need the will to claw your way back out. Let's see how far that so-called friendship of yours can really take you. If you get involved, you might get taken out in an ambush, or spend your life in prison, and in the end, you'll have nothing left. From now on, I don't consider you a friend. But Park Jin-woo just smiled. He knew Yun-sung was trying to discourage him by showing off his strength, but there was something Yun-sung seemed to have forgotten. He had once been a professional athlete. If he hadn't been confident in his fighting skills, he never would have stepped up in the first place. If it came down to a one-on-one brawl, he could have flattened any school bully long ago. But now, after Yun-sung's training with Jung Duchul, things were different. Seizing the moment, Yun-sung pinned Park Jin-woo to the ground, then rained down punches without mercy. As he hit him, he shouted for Park Jin-woo to give up. But Park Jin-woo stubbornly refused to surrender. The blows only got fiercer. Yun-sung wanted to break his will through sheer force. But Park Jin-woo stopped fighting back and just kept laughing. Yun-sung finally threw up his hands. Why go this far? You've already done enough as a friend. But in Park Jin-woo's mind, a memory always lingered. When he was young, he was constantly beaten up by bullies, while his parents simply ignored him. In that hopeless darkness, Yun-sung had appeared. To Park Jin-woo, he was a ray of light in a world without sun. You ask why I go this far? Because none of this was ever your fault. As your friend, I can't just look the other way. This is my life, and how I live it is my choice. At that moment, Jung Duchul walked over. He looked at the two and said, have either of you ever thought about giving up fighting and becoming athletes with me? I'd stake everything to put you both on the biggest stage. This wasn't just a whim for Jung. He couldn't figure out why these two brothers kept getting bullied. Against ordinary people, they were unbeatable. Park Jin-woo had explosive kicking power and a natural sense of distance. Kim Yun-sung was a genius tactician, always able to predict which move would benefit him most, and never missing a single opening. Because of their financial arrangement, Jung hadn't planned to bring this up. But seeing their talent, he couldn't help himself. He urged Yun-sung to drop out and dedicate himself to training. He was sure the boy could become a champion. But Yun-sung replied that he had no interest in fighting. Every fight was nothing but pain. He only did it because he had to. If you insist on making me compete professionally, then let's end our deal here. Please don't get in my way. When Yun-sung walked out, Park Jin-woo chased after him. He'd made up his mind to fight by Yun-sung's side, no matter what happened, with no regrets. Yun-sung set 3 conditions. First, they'd train together every day. Second, if they ever faced a fight they couldn't win, or if it became a legal issue, she had to stay out of it. Third, Myeongjin Construction would pay him a monthly living allowance, no questions asked, just take it. And he had to keep up his studies. If there ever comes a day when we escape this hell, I hope you'll live better than anyone. A few weeks later, the midterms for the second semester arrived. If Yun-sung didn't ace this round, his whole plan would collapse. Strictly speaking, he didn't need top grades for revenge. He could have simply gathered evidence and exposed Golden Circle. But his true goal was to crush them completely. Golden Circle prided itself on a 0-failure record, so he wanted to stomp their pride into the dirt, to make himself the thorn they most desperately wanted to remove. Although Kim Yun-sung had been a vegetable in the hospital for 10 years, his memories of student days were crystal clear after his rebirth. He remembered the answers to every question. So after the exams, while his classmates were checking answers, he just waited calmly for his results. That's when Oh Hyeji, the class beauty, came over and asked why he wasn't checking his answers. Oh Hyeji was not only cute and popular, in his past life, she'd even confessed to him, but he'd turned her down, saying romance would affect his grades. She offered to check his answers for him, and Yun-sung didn't stop her. Her popularity would be useful for his revenge. Soon, the entire class was drawn by her surprised reaction. No one could believe it. Kim Yun-sung had scored perfect marks in every subject. The next day, he called his homeroom teacher up to the rooftop. Have you heard of Golden Circle? Kim Yun-sung asked. Let me tell you what Golden Circle really is. Take your time to think it over. After Kim Yun-sung achieved a perfect score on his midterm exam, the principal's phone was immediately bombarded by calls from other parents. They all questioned whether the principal had given Kim Yun-sung special treatment, or if he had secretly enrolled in extra tutoring classes. The homeroom teacher also remarked that the test had been particularly difficult this time. It should have been impossible for anyone to get a perfect score. But the principal replied, I have high hopes for him. I can already picture Kim Yun-sung becoming the top scorer in the college entrance exam, getting into a prestigious university with overwhelming marks. Our school will finally have the chance to rise to national fame. With the backing of Myeongjin Construction and Kim Yun-sung's academic excellence, my lifelong dream can finally come true. But I have a bad feeling, Kim Yun-sung might stir up trouble again. That could seriously hurt our school's reputation. So, my brother, I need you to keep a close eye on Kim Yun-sung. Make sure he becomes a model student, both in character and academics. Now that your class has produced the top student in the school, here's a little reward for you. I hope you'll keep up the good work until Kim Yun-sung graduates. After that, I'll make you a core leader of our school. The money-hungry homeroom teacher immediately replied, you can leave everything to me. Later, Kim Yun-sung called the homeroom teacher up to the rooftop and revealed the secret of the golden circle, warning him, if anything happens to me, you'll go down too. The homeroom teacher realized how powerful the golden circle was, but at this point, he was already tied to Kim Yun-sung's fate. He asked, so what should I do now? Should I try to stop Shin Young-min from coming after you? But Kim Yun-sung said, no need. Whether in the past or now, my only request is the same, no matter what I do, you keep your hands off. As long as you adults pretend nothing has happened, that's all I ask, so you'd better prepare yourself. The homeroom teacher immediately felt an immense pressure. It was clear this guy was about to cause big trouble. At that moment, Shin Young-min was getting a harsh beating from the Golden Circle's agent. If you can't take care of Kim Yun-sung this time, I'll break your arm. This is your last chance. Filled with hatred for Kim Yun-sung, Shin Young-min immediately gathered his subordinates to plot revenge. Someone suggested ambushing him after school and crippling him. But doing that would give Myeongjin Construction an excuse to interfere, so they had to act on school grounds, where outside forces couldn't intervene. As long as they made Kim Yun-sung anxious enough to ruin his studies, that would be victory enough. Then the top dog in the second year offered an idea, instead of hassling him one by one, why don't we all go after him together? Everyone knows the principal dreams of turning this place into a prestigious school. He'd never dare punish so many students at once. Shin Young-min was instantly intrigued. It was a good plan. A few days later, Kim Yun-sung was suddenly surrounded by a group. One of them bumped into him on purpose, cursing, watch it, asshole. Immediately, another came up and slapped him on the head, shouting, are you blind, or just stupid? Then the crowd closed in. You bumped into someone and didn't even apologize, what's your problem? Without a word, Kim Yun-sung threw a punch. He'd been wondering why no one had come for him yet, so this was their plan. He was practically itching for this, bring it on. Only then will I find true meaning in trampling your lives. After teaching them a harsh lesson, he spat out a threat, tell your boss to bring everyone here now. I'll take all of you on at once. Soon, the second-year boss arrived with his gang to face Kim Yun-sung. Kim Yun-sung said, fighting in the classroom doesn't do you any good. How about we move somewhere teachers rarely go? They ended up at the trash sorting area behind the academic building. Facing so many upperclassmen, Kim Yun-sung clearly wasn't their match. He pointed at the students watching from above, I assume you guys care about your reputation. A whole gang beating up one person would be humiliating if word got out, right? Why don't you come at me one at a time? Of course, if you're scared, then never mind. His taunt worked perfectly. The second strongest bully in the year stepped out first, you want one-on-one? Fine. But once I'm done with you, no one else will be needed. He put everything he had into his first punch. He expected Kim Yun-sung to go down immediately, but Kim Yun-sung blocked the attack with his arm in that split second. The bully clenched his fist again, let's see you dodge this time. But Kim Yun-sung easily slipped away again, a sly grin tugging at his lips. Then, with a sudden heavy punch, he floored the school bully. Watching from upstairs, Park Jin-woo couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. This lunatic really knocked out the infamous upperclassman with a single punch. Maybe it wasn't just luck that I lost to him last time. Just as Park Jin-woo resolved never to cross him again, someone tapped him on the shoulder from behind. Park Jin-woo turned, ready to snap, only to take a punch to the face, from none other than Kim Yun-sung's loyal friend, Kim Si-woo. Not long before, when Kim Si-woo saw that Kim Yun-sung was about to face the second-year bullies alone, he offered to join him in the fight. But Kim Yun-sung refused. If Kim Si-woo got involved, the other side would have an excuse to use their numbers against him. So Kim Yun-sung said, if you really want to help me, go get revenge on Park Jin-woo for me. Prove to me that I'm not fighting this battle alone. Park Jin-woo, furious, snapped, don't think you can act so cocky just because Kim Yun-sung has your back. I'd rather cripple you and transfer schools than keep living like this. But the next second, Kim Si-woo kicked him hard in the chest. Park Jin-woo couldn't help but question his whole existence. Can I not even beat this guy? No way could he lose face in front of so many classmates. He charged at Kim Si-woo like a madman, only to be sent flying by a flying knee to the jaw. Kim Si-woo quickly followed up, lifting his leg high and smashing it down on Park Jin-woo's face. Meanwhile, Kim Yun-sung was busy slapping the second-year boss silly. This upper-class man hadn't expected him to be so cunning. He'd planned all along to challenge them one-on-one, and now, in front of the whole school, he was beating every second-year bully. His reputation would be completely stolen. Bae Seong-ho stepped forward and said, "Enough. Now I'll be your opponent. Honestly, I respect your strength, but trying to beat us all single-handedly is just an insult." Kim Yun-sung replied coldly, "That's exactly what I want, to humiliate all of you." Furious, Bae Seong-ho threw a punch. This time, Kim Yun-sung didn't dodge. He countered with a punch of his own. Bae Seong-ho struck again. But to his shock, Kim Yun-sung actually started laughing. The two of them traded blows, exchanging punch for punch. Bae Seong-ho never expected this guy to go toe-to-toe with him. Didn't he realize the difference in their size? Bae Seong-ho was starting to tire, but he knew if he gave up, the whole school would look down on him. When was this guy going to stop? Kim Yun-sung landed a punch right on his front teeth. The sharp pain made Bae Seong-ho feel dizzy. But Kim Yun-sung didn't let up. He grabbed his opponent's hair and slammed his face down with all his might. Seeing Bae Seong-ho collapse, unconscious, the other lackeys were too scared to move. Kim Yun-sung told them, "Don't just stand there, go get Shin Young-min, now." When Shin Young-min heard that all the second years had been beaten up by Kim Yun-sung, he ordered his followers to proceed as planned. He'd injured so many people, no matter how much the principal liked him, there was no way to cover this up. Soon, someone ran to the office to tell the teachers, and others even called the police directly. Not long after, the principal received a call, from the Education Bureau, no less. Shin Young-min thought that with all this commotion, there was no way Kim Yun-sung could avoid punishment. But everything turned out differently than he'd expected. After the principal spoke to the Education Bureau, he brushed off the incident with just a few words. The teachers dismissed the students' complaints as nonsense. The police even warned them that filing a false report would get them in trouble. Shin Young-min, whose plan had failed, cursed furiously, "A bunch of scum, how are they even allowed to be teachers? And the cops won't even bother to check, they just call it a false alarm. Fine, I'll take care of Kim Yun-sung myself, with my own hands." Just then, his phone rang. As soon as he answered, his father's furious voice exploded, "You little bastard, are you trying to pick a fight with someone named Kim Yun-sung? Don't you dare touch him, if you do, our whole family is finished." It turned out Shin Young-min's father had racked up a huge amount of high-interest debt. Go Changbaem had tracked down the loan company, claiming Myeongjin Construction had a few small projects coming up and wanted their company involved. Of course, the loan sharks were thrilled at the prospect of working with Myeongjin Construction. Go Changbaem then asked them to hand over Shin Young-min's father's loan contracts. Now, Shin Young-min was livid. It had to be Kim Yun-sung, that sly fox, threatening his father. Just then, another voice came on the line. "Hello, Shin Young-min, this is Go Changbaem. Listen closely. Your house will soon be seized, and you'll be left with a mountain of debt. All of that debt will be transferred to you. Don't even think about refusing your inheritance. The loan sharks won't let you off. From this moment on, your life is over. Don't say I didn't give you a way out. If you're willing to let Kim Yun-sung beat you to a pulp, and make sure no one notices you're letting him, you might get a break." Shin Young-min protested, "That's so dirty." Go Changbaem snapped back, "Are you stupid? This is a fight, nothing else matters. Winners make the rules. Remember, I always keep my promises." When the students saw Shin Young-min show up, everyone started anticipating a good show. Kim Yun-sung grinned wickedly. "So you finally showed up. What are you waiting for? Come on, hit me." Fuming with pent-up rage and under threat, Shin Young-min charged at him without hesitation. But he realized, to his surprise, that Kim Yun-sung just stood there unmoving. At the last second, Shin Young-min pulled back his punch. After all, Go Changbaem had warned him, "If you leave so much as a scratch on Han Zung's face, you're finished." Kim Yun-sung taunted him, "You got my call, didn't you?" Then he landed a punch right on Shin Young-min's face. "Did he tell you not to lose too obviously? Well, that's not what I want. Either you kneel like an idiot and beg me, or you stake your whole life on this, hang on to your pride and fight me with everything you've got." Kim Yun-sung already knew which option he'd choose. If there hadn't been so many classmates watching, maybe Shin Young-min could have held back. But at his age, with everyone's eyes on him, there was no way he'd stay rational. Shin Young-min had already decided to go all out, no matter the cost. But Kim Yun-sung had done his homework. He'd watched all of Shin Young-min's amateur fighting videos, and analyzed his moves together with Young Do-jol, discovering several tells. When Shin got excited, he'd expose his face. His counterattack was always a left hook, and whenever his footwork got bigger, It meant he was looking to end the fight quickly, channeling all his strength into one punch, and that was the best time to strike back. Kim Yun-sung dodged to the side, then landed a heavy punch square on his face. The students watching could hardly believe what they were seeing. Kim Yun-sung locked his legs around Shin Young-min's shoulders, twisted his arms, and pulled up with all his strength. The sound of bone snapping and Shin's screams echoed across the campus. The crowd broke out in cold sweat, terrified by this demon like Kim Yun-sung. But he had proved his strength to the whole school. Both he and his brother in arms, Kim Si-woo, had beaten the bullies to a pulp. Still, Kim Si-woo worried for Han-sung. He'd broken Shin Young-min's arm. Kim Yun-sung brushed it off. Don't worry. Even though everyone saw it, nobody's going to speak up. This world doesn't have sympathy for the weak. At that moment, the homeroom teacher walked silently past them. He cursed Kim Yun-sung 1,000 times in his heart. This kid is insane. After such a disaster, how am I supposed to clean this up? But for now, all he could do was help Kim Yun-sung. Neither Myeongjin Construction nor the principal were people he could afford to cross. So he warned Shin Young-min, first of all, your arm was broken in a fall, and it has nothing to do with Kim Yun-sung. If anyone tries to drag Han-sung down, all your dirty laundry will be aired for everyone to see. Got it? Shin Young-min shot back, how can you act like this as a teacher? Shouldn't you be worried about the students' health first? The homeroom teacher snarled, when I turned a blind eye for you before, did you remember I was a teacher? I haven't changed, not then or now. So you'd better listen to me. You know I always keep my word. Meanwhile, local Golden Circle boss Kang Tae-gu was being punished. He begged for one more chance, this time he'd succeed, even if it meant stabbing Han-sung with a knife. The middleman said coldly, don't you understand the basic rules of this circle? We're supposed to use school bullying to satisfy the client, perfectly hiding their identity, that's the Golden Circle style. If you expose our secret, can you bear the consequences? He added, this Kim Yun-sung is something, but at the end of the day, he's just a small fry. A week later, as soon as Shin Young-min got out of the hospital, he received some news. Kim Yun-sung said, if you tell me who really hired you, I'll let you off here. Shin Young-min hadn't expected Han-sung's revenge to go on. But Kang Tae-gu had only sent a single message, the commission was over, and nothing more. If you want to punish me, do it now. I'm sick of living in fear every day. Both of these people scared Shin Young-min to death. He got home to find the place a wreck. His father, seeing him return, immediately started beating him. Didn't I tell you to stay away from that Kim Yun-sung kid? Now our family is finished. This is all your fault. Even if you want to be a bastard, know your limits. You've destroyed everything I worked so hard to build. For the first time, Shin Young-min felt real fear. He couldn't believe this was happening. How could a single student destroy his family? At that moment, his phone rang. It was Kim Yun-sung calling. Before long, Shin Young-min was kneeling on the ground, begging for forgiveness. I shouldn't have taken the Golden Circle's job. I thought too highly of myself. I really want to tell you who hired me, but I'm just a nobody. I honestly don't know. Please, just let me off this time. I'll even be your underling if you want. Kim Yun-sung replied, why should I forgive you? I warned you long ago, don't touch anyone close to me. But you still let your lackeys act. If you make a mistake, you pay the consequences. And I do believe you genuinely don't know who the client is. The Golden Circle would never trust a small fry like you with that kind of information. Still, since you're begging so pitifully, I'll give you a chance. From now on, all you have to do is survive for 1 month. Show me your sincerity, and maybe I'll consider forgiving you. But I won't tell you what exactly you have to endure, you'll just have to find out for yourself. The next day, the whole class was laughing at Shin Young-min. What a disgrace, showing his face at school after all that. Look at him, still dares to call himself a boss. But when Shin Young-min glared back at them, they all quickly fell silent, afraid. If this was all Kim Yun-sung had meant, he figured he could put up with it for a month. After that, he could settle scores and restore his reputation. Then he noticed even the class coward was staring at him. How the mighty have fallen, even a loser like Han Myung-hoon dares look me in the eye now. Shin Young-min forced himself to hold back. Just endure it. But Han Myung-hoon marched straight up to him. And dumped an entire carton of milk over his head. Shin Young-min was about to explode, but Han Myung-hoon said, do you know Kim Yun-sung? He told us we could treat you this way. How does it feel? A few days earlier, Kim Yun-sung had gathered his classmates and listed all the things Shin Young-min had done to him over the years. If I hadn't beaten him, I wouldn't be standing here now. So from now on, I'm going to punish him. For the next month, no matter how you bully Shin Young-min, he won't fight back. Of course, I'm not forcing anyone. If none of you want to join in, then Shin Young-min will graduate smoothly and without trouble. But those of you he's bullied will carry those scars for life. Remember, in this world, no one else can fight your battles for you. Those words struck a deep chord in Han Myung-hoon's heart. Once, just making eye contact with Shin Young-min had gotten him targeted. At school, he'd been nothing more than a toy for others' amusement. He'd always told himself he'd be free after graduation. But suddenly, he wondered, would Shin Young-min even remember him after graduation? Would he feel a shred of guilt, even for a second? The answer was obvious, of course not. Trying to fill the holes in his heart, Han Myung-hoon realized he had to take action himself. At that moment, he finally believed Kim Yun-sung's words. Sure enough, Shin Young-min didn't dare fight back. Idiot, how does it feel to be beaten by someone like me? Feels pretty good to me. He spat into Shin Young-min's bowl. Do you remember? You used to do this to me. Remember what you said back then? I'll never forget, you made me eat every last bite, you bastard. With Han Myung-hoon leading the way, more and more classmates began to take revenge on Shin Young-min. Some mocked him, mimicking his old insults. Some tripped him at the bathroom door. He'd done the same to nearly everyone before. No sooner had he left the restroom than someone whacked him with a bottle. All the students he'd bullied joined forces to surround him. He was like a rat crossing the street, and not a single person pitied him. He desperately wanted to lash out and destroy them all. But the memory of Kim Yun-sung's terrifying gaze sent a chill down his spine. Just endure it, he told himself. 1 month, that's all. Just wait for the day Kim Yun-sung lets me go. Meanwhile, Kim Yun-sung was still searching for the mastermind behind it all. He'd narrowed it down to 4 suspects, but couldn't yet pinpoint the real culprit. He told himself not to rush, focus on the target in front of him right now. To Kim Yun-sung, those kicking and punching Shin Young-min, and the teachers who pretended nothing was happening, were all cut from the same cloth. But, thanks to their own actions, his next plan could now begin. Soon, Shin Young-min received a text message, as long as you follow my instructions, you'll never be bullied again. It was like a lifeline, he agreed immediately. But Kim Yun-sung just sneered, how could you even dare accept that? That night, Shin Young-min arrived at a convenience store entrance. After struggling with himself for a long time, he put on a mask and a hat. The store clerk inside was none other than Park Min-chul, the former school bully who'd tormented Kim Yun-sung and ended up dropping out. Shin Young-min walked in without a word, grabbed Park Min-chul by the hair, and slammed his head down hard onto the counter. Park Min-chul asked nervously, are you trying to rob me? Shin Young-min ignored him and punched him again. At that moment, Park Min-chul realized the guy looked familiar. Even with the mask, that hair and those eyes were obviously Shin Young-min. The other two who'd dropped out after bullying Kim Yun-sung were also beaten up by him. They couldn't understand why Shin Young-min was now coming after them. One of them wanted to call the police, but Park Min-chul stopped him, saying this guy was crazy. If we provoke him, we'll only get in more trouble. Let's just take this as bad luck. If we ever see him again, pretend we don't recognize him. Just then, a familiar voice came from the side. So all the little thugs have gathered here. I assume you know it was me who did this to you yesterday. Park Min-chul asked, why are you doing this? We never did anything to you. Because Kim Yun-sung caught me by the leash. As long as I make you guys live in hell for a month, he'll let me off. So, do you know what that means? With that, Shin Young-min charged at them. Sorry, guys. If you don't go to hell, it's my turn. As he beat them, he said, don't blame me, you brought this on yourselves. One of them protested, why are we the ones paying for it? That sent Shin Young-min into a rage. You still don't get what you did wrong? If you'd handled him back then, I wouldn't be the one getting bullied now. And now you dare fight back? Have you forgotten who I am? I'm Shin Young-min, the king of the school. If I can't have a good life, then nobody gets one. Just as it seemed like Shin Young-min was seriously going to kill them, Park Min-chul, driven to desperation, grabbed a knife and stabbed him from behind. You've gone too far. We already dropped out and are working because of you. Why are you still after us? At that moment, Shin Young-min finally understood Kim Yun-sung's true purpose. He wanted us to destroy each other, to tear ourselves apart without him even lifting a finger. The next day, news that Shin Young-min had been stabbed spread throughout the school. What surprised the students most was that the culprit was Park Min-chul. Not only did both of them admit to everything, they even begged to be sent to jail as soon as possible. They said they never wanted to stay in Daesan City again. But Kim Yun-sung wasn't done with them yet. He told Go Changbaeum, when these 4 get out of prison, make sure they go right back in. I don't want them to live a single normal day in this society. Go Changbaeum was shocked, this guy was even scarier than me. I never want to be your enemy. But I've been working at the bottom for a month now, just like you said. I haven't gotten anything out of it yet. I don't have the patience to climb my way up step by step. Kim Yun-sung urged him to stick it out a little longer. Just do as I say. Back when Kim Yun-sung was a vegetable, the real estate industry was booming. Unfortunately, there was a fatal accident at one of Myeongjin Construction's construction sites. A worker was struck by falling rebar, People wanted to call the police and an ambulance, but the foreman stopped them, not wanting any delays that might cost them the schedule. So he insisted on reporting up the chain before doing anything. It wasn't until 2 hours later that the worker was finally taken to the hospital. By the time his son arrived, his father was already dead. The real estate company refused to treat it as a workplace injury or pay any compensation, causing a massive hit to Myeongjin Construction's reputation. At that time, Go Changbaem was wandering around the site, unaware that he was about to face the turning point of his life. He was itching to go to a bar instead, but he knew Kim Yun-sung wouldn't have sent him here without a reason. Watching Kim Yun-sung send all those school bullies to hell, Go Changbaem couldn't help but imagine his own brother, Go Chang-sok, suffering the same fate. Suddenly, a loud crash rang out outside. Go Changbaem rushed out to find out what happened. There had been a collapse during a concrete pour. The foreman reported that at least 5 or 6 people were trapped inside. But don't worry, sir, I'll contact headquarters right away and keep everything under wraps, so word doesn't leak out. Go Changbaem grabbed him by the collar. Do you have any idea how serious this is? He was also shaken inside, because Kim Yun-sung had told him, if you ever face a major accident at the bottom, don't worry about short-term losses. The workers' lives come first. Go Changbaem ordered him to call an ambulance immediately. The foreman protested that if word got out, there'd be delays and losses, who would cover them? Go Changbaem replied forcefully, I'm in charge now. Get every rescue team here and do everything you can to save the trapped workers. I'll take full responsibility for the consequences. He demanded to know why the accident had happened. A worker in a white helmet stepped forward to explain, to speed up construction, the crew pulled out the supports before the concrete had set, so the rebar didn't bond at all, hence the collapse. If we'd waited for it to cure properly, none of this would have happened. Go Changbaem asked, why are you telling me this? The worker replied, I want to know if you care. Will you take responsibility for what happened? Go Changbaem's answer took him by surprise. What could be more important than a human life? Even if this building has problems in the future, the only thing that matters right now is saving lives. If you've got time to talk, use it to get the rescue team back on the line. Thanks to the timely rescue, most of the construction workers escaped with their lives. However, the company assistant was still very worried. Several online media outlets had reported on the accident from a negative angle. Headquarters could no longer stop the news from spreading. Go Changbaem, though, seemed unconcerned. So, what do we do now? The assistant looked at him in shock. Didn't you already have a plan when you decided to save those people? Plan? What plan? I only called in the rescue teams because I didn't want anyone to die. Soon, his father called. The assistant asked why he didn't answer. Go Changbaem replied, don't worry about it. Only after his father finally stopped calling. Did Go Changbaem quickly reach out to Kim Yun-sung for instructions on what to do next? When he got home, his younger brother Go Chang-sok began berating him. How could you act on your own without reporting to the higher-ups? Human lives are important, but you've ruined our company's reputation. Did you ever consider how much this would cost us? If we can't sell our properties in the future, can you take responsibility for that? Their father added, because you called for rescue, the journalists got to the scene right away. So what's your plan for handling this? Earlier, on the phone, Kim Yun-sung had told him, your father cares deeply about construction quality, but now there's been a safety accident. How do you think he'll react? He'll face the problem head on and solve it. So you need to follow his lead. At that moment, Go Changbaem gave a shocking answer. Let's tear down the entire project and start over. His father scolded him sternly. You think banks lend money for free? Interest piles up every day, not to mention what we've already invested. Developers care about profit, do you really think that's necessary? Go Changbaem replied, it'll cost us a fortune, but our reputation is what matters most. Recently, the news has been full of shoddy construction scandals. Real estate companies make money, but their reputations are in ruins. If we only patch up the collapsed building, no one will buy it. Go Chang-sok sneered, and who caused all this in the first place? But even that's less of a loss than rebuilding. You're wrong, Go Changbaem said. We can't just focus on the money. We need to rebuild our reputation by building high-quality properties. Right now, only one building has collapsed. If we admit fault and show everyone how strict we are about quality, our reputation will recover one day. That will become the foundation of Myeongjin Construction. Go Chang-sok mocked him. Are you some kind of idealist? Our company is about profit, not ideals. But just then, their father smiled in satisfaction. My eldest son has finally woken up. What frustrates me most about this accident isn't that you let the news get out, but that we made such a basic, disgraceful mistake in our construction. Such a low-level error only ruins our reputation. Houses are for people to live in, safety is the most important thing. Changbaem, you did well this time. I thought you'd become a useless playboy, but you're starting to remind me of myself. Keep it up, and I'll be able to entrust the family business to you. Hearing this, Go Chang-sok nearly ground his teeth to dust. Afterward, Go Chang-bayam turned to Kim Yun-sung for advice. Although his father told him to keep it up, he had no idea what to do next. Kim Yun-sung told him, first, take care of the victims of the accident. The first group is the people who already bought homes. Promise to cover their mortgage interest due to the construction delay, and lower the sale price. Their complaints will soon disappear. The second group is the injured workers. Approach them sincerely and take care of all their needs. Make them feel that being a Myeongjin construction worker is something to be proud of. So Go Chang-bayam not only gave them a generous compensation, he also promised to assign them to important positions at headquarters once they recovered. The workers' families were moved to tears. Through all this, Go Chang-bayam learned a lot. He told his assistant, I used to see this company as nothing but a money-making machine. I just wanted to finish buildings and sell them as fast as possible. But now I can see how many people devote everything to this job. People who want to support their families, people who spend their life savings to buy our homes. I used to take my position for granted, just living for pleasure. From now on, I can't live that way anymore. The assistant hadn't expected the young master to change so much. It felt a bit strange. Suddenly, someone shouted, why are you smoking here? Put it out right now. Go Chang-bayam instantly reverted to his old ways. There goes my serious mood. Get lost, or I'll smash up the whole hospital. Thanks to Kim Yun-sung's guidance, Go Chang-bayam not only won his father's approval, but also earned the heartfelt gratitude of the workers. For someone who'd always been arrogant and brash, the praise took some getting used to, especially when one of the workers' families even brought him homemade snacks. Go Chang-bayam complained that it made him uncomfortable, but he ate more heartily than ever. Just then, a subordinate came running. There's a visitor here for you, sir. They said it's a TV crew, and headquarters has already approved it. Go Chang-bayam said, then show them around for the shoot. But the worker replied, they want to interview you. This caught Go Chang-bayam completely off guard. Had he done something wrong? Not long ago, a young man named Oh Jong-hyuk reached out to a TV station. His father was a construction worker, crippled for life after a tragic accident on the job. The way the real estate company handled the incident left him furious. Normally, the first thing you do after an accident is call for help, but the supervisor insisted on reporting to his superiors first. As a result, his father wasn't taken to the hospital until 2 hours later. And it wasn't even the nearest hospital, but another 1 hour's drive away. In the end, his father was left permanently disabled. What made it even worse was that they never received a cent in compensation. The real estate company's inhumane decision was all about keeping the project on track and finishing ahead of schedule. To them, workers were disposable. Oh Jong-hyuk didn't want anyone else to end up like his father, so he gathered his courage and stepped in front of the camera. He now worked at a construction site himself. Not long ago, there'd been an accident on his site, but this time, the real estate company's response was completely different from what his father had experienced. The person Oh Jong-hyuk was talking about was none other than Go Chang-bayam, which was why the TV station wanted to interview him. At that moment, Go Chang-bayam's father was watching the news report. Myeongjin Construction's decision to rebuild the complex shocked everyone. It would only increase the company's losses, but it also showed their commitment to quality. Next came the interview with Go Chang-bayam. We've heard you said that human life matters more than loss. Not only that, you've taken responsibility for the accident, ordering a full rebuild. Why did you make such an unusual decision? Go Chang-bayam answered, I was simply following my father's teachings. Since I was young, he always told us that what we do isn't just about making money, but a family business that must be carried on for a lifetime. Just then, his father's phone rang. On the other end, someone praised him for raising such an outstanding eldest son, and said they wanted to introduce their daughter to Go Chang-bayam. Right after, a marriage agency called, hoping to arrange meetings with the daughters of judges and prosecutors. His father, of course, refused. When he'd reached out before, they'd turned him down. He told his secretary, from now on, you don't need to forward any more matchmaking calls. Then he asked her about the company's situation. She replied, many companies and agencies are eager to sign contracts with us now. Some major orders include several office buildings for S Group, 3,000 units of redevelopment in Gangnam, and a new city project in Gongbuk. Even Daesan City called. They want to finalize the 5,000 unit residential project we discussed, and hope to announce the construction schedule before next year. This is exactly the opportunity the chairman has been waiting for. Not long after, Go Chang-bayam received stunning news. The chairman was appointing him as an executive director of Myeongjin Construction. Suddenly, all eyes were on him with respect. It felt like a dream. Normally, these people looked at him like he was nothing but a spoiled brat. More than that, most of them had always been supporters of his brother, Go Chang-sok. His father told him to get involved in the Daesan City project as well. It's a little early, but you'll learn a lot in the process. Go Changbayam bowed deeply. I look forward to working with everyone. Soon, Kim Yun-sung heard the news. It left him a little unsettled. Things were moving much faster than he'd expected. Go Changbayam's involvement in the project was supposed to come later. According to the original plan, Go Changbayam would use this accident to secure his position in the company. But Chairman Go Myung-jin had immediately promoted him to executive director. This was a development Kim Yun-sung hadn't foreseen. He realized he'd need to predict every variable with even more precision from now on. He couldn't afford even a single mistake. That was when a luxury car pulled onto the school grounds. Kim Yun-sung recognized it as Go Changbayam's, but why was he coming? He hadn't mentioned anything about this in his messages. Go Changbayam went straight to the principal's office. I'm here to thank you for looking after my brother these past few months. The principal put on his most sincere smile. I was only doing my duty as an educator. Go Changbayam said, even so, I'd like to show my appreciation. As the saying goes, courtesy demands reciprocity, so I'm giving your school a new gymnasium. The latest model, with an indoor swimming pool. Inside, the principal was overjoyed. A state-of-the-art gym was the hallmark of a top school. He immediately began flattering Go Changbayam, promising that the whole school would support Kim Yun-sung unconditionally in the future. Then Go Changbayam said, could you call someone else in for me? I mean Kim Yun-sung's homeroom teacher. Lately, rumors had been spreading that the teacher had taken bribes, all because he'd publicly disciplined Shin Young-min. Go Changbayam told him not to worry about what others said. You chose to stand with me, so I'll make sure you rise through the ranks here. I hear you like to relax after work at the bar. I've already arranged things with the city's biggest club. Bring your friends, and the tab goes on my account. And I've also prepared a crate of vitamin drink stuffed with cash. Don't forget to take it home with you. From now on, remember, the one backing you isn't just some rich parent, but the most powerful successor in all of Daesan City. Once everything was settled, Go Changbayam met Kim Yun-sung face to face. If you want to help me become chairman, that means you'll need my power sooner or later. So let's work together and give each other as much support as we can. If you need anything right now, just say the word. Whatever it is, I'll make it happen for you. Kim Yun-sung didn't hold back. So, how much money are you willing to spend for me? Not long after, the homeroom teacher announced a major piece of news. Myeongjin Construction had invested a huge sum in the school. As a result, the school would be awarding a 10 million won scholarship fund. Any student who paid attention in class and showed real potential would have a chance at a share. The moment students heard 10 million, their faces lit up with anticipation. But when the teacher announced that the first scholarship recipient was Kim Yun-sung, disappointment swept across the room. Everyone knew that the eldest son of Myeongjin Construction was Kim Yun-sung's guardian. Why bother with the theatrics? Just hand him the money. Especially when the teacher then named Kim Si-woo as the second recipient. Now everyone was convinced there was something fishy going on. Sure, Kim Yun-sung had the Myeongjin Construction behind him, but he'd also topped the midterms. But what did Kim Si-woo have to offer? How did he deserve a scholarship? Was it just because he was Han Zung's friend? Rumors began swirling about Kim Yun-sung's connection to Myeongjin Construction. Some whispered, could he be the chairman's illegitimate son? The next moment, the student who said it turned pale. He tried to slip away quietly, only to find Kim Yun-sung waiting for him just around the corner, having overheard every word. Han Zung crooked a finger, beckoning him over. The student broke out in a cold sweat, already imagining the worst. But Han Zung didn't beat him up. It was none other than Jo Jaein, known as the school's loudspeaker. No need to be scared. As long as you do me a favor, you'll be safe. Yes, the scholarship selection is unfair. But you should know there's no limit to the number of recipients. Anyone could win one, even someone with grades as bad as yours. So, I want you to spread this message to every student, and add one more detail. The next day, all sorts of rumors were flying around school. Supposedly, Myeongjin Construction's scholarship existed to reward those close to Kim Yun-sung. Back then, only Kim Si-woo had stood up for him, hence he got the scholarship. And there was no cap on recipients, anyone who stood with Kim Yun-sung could get one. Word was, he was planning to use the school as a base to wipe out every school bully in Daesan City. Rumor had it he'd welcome any student willing to help him, regardless of past grievances. Most students took the gossip with a grain of salt, but second-year boss Bae Seong-ho took it seriously. He hoped he could get a scholarship just like Kim Si-woo. If Han Zung needed muscle, he was more than up for the job. Bae Seong-ho privately sought out Jo Jaein to get the truth. Jo replied, I'm only telling this to you. Kim Yun-sung wants to turn this school into his kingdom, then use it as a base to sweep aside all the surrounding schools. If someone can step up and show their strength and loyalty now, Han Zung will definitely reward them. Bae Seong-ho knew there was a lot of money at stake, but worried Hein Zung wouldn't accept someone who'd once defied him. Still, he decided to give it a shot. The money was just too important. He nervously approached Kim Yun-sung. "Do you have a moment?" Hein Zung agreed right away, which made Bae Seong-ho even more anxious. He quickly apologized for what happened before, but Hein Zung told him to get to the point. Bae Seong-ho said he really needed money. "If you want someone strong and obedient, why not consider me? I won't let you down." Hein Zung agreed, but said there was a test first. Soon after, Bae Seong-ho gathered all the third-year school bullies. They assumed Bae Seong-ho was trying to take Shin Young-min's place as boss and were ready to put him in his place. But when Bae Seong-ho showed up, everyone saw that his face was swollen like a pig's head. He told them, "Listen up, all you third years. From today, I'm Kim Yun-sung's man. If anyone doesn't want to join him, raise your hand. But if you do, I'll beat you so bad you won't be able to take care of yourself." It turned out Hein Zung's test was to have Bae Seong-ho beaten to a pulp, without fighting back. "What I need right now is a loyal dog. You do what I say, take whatever reward I give you. It hurts, sure, but when I saw that transfer hit my account, it was all worth it." And Hein Zung promised, "As my dog, you'll get another scholarship tomorrow. Stay loyal, and I'll keep rewarding you. But if you ever turn on your master, I'll tear you to pieces." Bae Seong-ho wondered if he'd lost all dignity. He was being treated like a dog. But he had no choice. 5 million won was more than he could ever earn with his fists in a lifetime. Then Bae Seong-ho called all the third-year bullies together. He announced that from now on, everyone had to follow Kim Yun-sung. The third years were unconvinced. Bae Seong-ho used his fists to change their minds. "Don't think I've always been obedient because I was afraid of you. It was only because of that monster Shin Young-min. Now that he's gone, you'd better think twice about your own strength. Remember this, from now on, Kim Yun-sung is our god. You do whatever he says. Anyone who resists, I'll personally send them to hell. And one more thing, it's true that sucking up to Kim Yun-sung will get you a scholarship. So from now on, you'd better worship our god unconditionally. He'll never be stingy with his rewards." The next day, when Park Jin-woo heard about it, he thought Bae Seong-ho had lost his mind. He'd offended Kim Yun-sung before, and now he'd turned into his obedient dog? And there's no way Hein Zung would just hand over that much money right away. Then he noticed a crowd of students gathered around the bulletin board. To his shock, it said Bae Seong-ho was a scholarship recipient. Park Jin-woo broke out in a cold sweat. What exactly is Kim Yun-sung's relationship with Myeongjin Construction? It made sense for Bae Seong-ho, but why did that loudmouth Jo Jae-in get a scholarship too? Jo Jae-in told him, "I just did what Kim Yun-sung asked, and I got a scholarship. Let me give you some advice, be careful from now on, and don't ever cross Kim Yun-sung. Or you'll end up just like Shin Young-min." Park Jin-woo couldn't believe it. Kim Yun-sung really was turning Chanil High into his own kingdom. How was he supposed to have a peaceful school life now? With the situation changing fast, the Golden Circle's client was unhappy. "I heard Golden Circle was supposed to be the best. That's why I hired you. If you can't get rid of Kim Yun-sung, I'm telling the other members you're all hype and no results." The middleman replied confidently, "Don't worry. This time, we're sure to succeed." Turns out, they'd sent their assassin, Choi Tae-jun, from the Golden Circle. Choi Tae-jun would be transferring into Chanil High specifically to take out Kim Yun-sung. The principal hadn't wanted to accept him at first, but the city's education director had personally requested it. Choi Tae-jun claimed the education director was a friend of his father's. The principal didn't buy it for a minute. Forcing a transfer like this was grounds for discipline if reported. But why would they risk it? Was he really a mercenary from Golden Circle? Even so, I won't let him run wild here. The principal warned him, Chanil High is the best prestigious school around. If you break the rules, I don't care if your dad's friends with the education director, I won't go easy on you. Choi Tae-jun just sneered at the threat. When he arrived in his new class, he ran into an old acquaintance, Park Jin-woo. 6 months ago, when Choi Tae-jun first joined Golden Circle, he tried to build up some connections and figured Park Jin-woo was useless. Now, he figured he could use him to learn about the school. Park Jin-woo said the school wasn't anything special, but there was one thing he had to watch out for. There's this guy, Kim Yun-sung. Whatever you do, don't mess with him. He's not only good at fighting, he's got powerful connections. Choi Tae-jun mocked him, "Didn't you say you were the boss here? Why are you so scared of him?" Park Jin-woo answered awkwardly, "Just trust me. Stay away from him." Golden Circle had assigned Choi Tae-jun a mission, force Kim Yun-sung to drop out within 6 months. To him, that sounded easy. All he had to do was keep bullying him until school became a nightmare, right? So, his plan was to beat up Hein Zung first, then incite everyone to ostracize him. He figured he wouldn't even need 6 months, 1 month would be enough. And his confidence wasn't unfounded. In the Golden Circle, S rank was nearly impossible to get nationwide. A rank was reserved for the top 1%. B rank meant you were already above the national average. Even though he was only a first year, Choi Tae-jun had scored B rank in their testing. He asked Park Jin-woo to show him Hein Zung's classroom. Unfortunately, Kim Yun-sung happened to be there. Park Jin-woo felt a surge of dread. Choi Tae-jun immediately tried to pick a fight. "Hey, asshole, what are you staring at?" Park Jin-woo's face went white with fear. Kim Yun-sung replied, "That's a bit obvious, don't you think? I wasn't even looking at you. Are you just trying to pick a fight with me? You'd better think carefully about whether you can handle the consequences." Before Choi Tae-jun could answer, someone punched him. Choi Tae-jun was completely stunned. Park Jin-woo was kneeling on the floor, begging for forgiveness. "I didn't mean anything by bringing him here. He's the one who started it. Please, just let me off this time." Choi Tae-jun was bewildered. What the hell is wrong with this guy? Ever since Bae Seong-ho publicly declared his loyalty to Kim Yun-sung, the atmosphere at Chanil High had changed dramatically. Now, if anyone so much as spoke ill of Kim Yun-sung behind his back, Bae Seong-ho would immediately show up with his crew for a friendly visit. Surprisingly, the students didn't resent this change. In fact, they rather enjoyed it. After all, back when Shin Young-min ruled the school, violence and bullying were everywhere. But ever since Bae Seong-ho received his scholarship and became Chanil's guard dog, the bullies who preyed on the weak were finally being dealt with, and the school experienced a long-lost peace. Now, however, Choi Tae-jun stepped forward, openly challenging the new godfather of peace. Park Jin-woo immediately sensed trouble and frantically dropped to his knees, begging Kim Yun-sung for mercy. Choi Tae-jun looked at him in confusion. "I thought we were friends, and you stabbed me in the back?" But Park Jin-woo snapped back, threatening Choi, "You're just a transfer student. How dare you mess with Yun-sung?" But when it came to blows, Park Jin-woo was no match. Choi Tae-jun just smirked. "Did you forget who I am? I took on the entire wrestling team by myself, and got scouted by Golden Circle before I even graduated. You, who goes down in 3 punches, dare to mess with me." Meanwhile, Kim Yun-sung watched the scene with amusement. "Now this is entertaining." Choi Tae-jun hadn't expected such arrogance, and sneered, "You're not leaving this school alive today." But just then, the bell rang, so he could only toss out a threat. "Don't run after school, I hold grudges." Once inside, Choi Tae-jun noticed the atmosphere was off. Students kept shooting him dirty looks, no one would talk to him during group work, and even when the teacher tried to assign groups, everyone objected. He was completely baffled by what was going on in their heads. After class, he cornered a bespectacled student who looked like an easy target, hoping to make an example out of someone. But before he got the chance, Bae Seong-ho burst in with his crew. "Where's the transfer? Show yourself." At Chanil, nobody lays a hand on Kim Yun-sung. Choi Tae-jun finally lost his patience. What is with these people? Did the whole school get brainwashed or something? Why are they all protecting Yun-sung? Bae Seong-ho charged in, swinging, but Choi Tae-jun knocked him away with a single sharp elbow. But surprisingly, Bae Seong-ho bounced back like an unkillable cockroach, and Choi Tae-jun got truly pissed off. He just couldn't understand why everyone stood up for Kim Yun-sung. Even after taking a heavy blow, Bae Seong-ho refused to stay down. Choi Tae-jun wondered if he'd missed. "Fine, have another." He grabbed Bae's head and smashed it into a desk, finally putting him out. He thought this would serve as a warning to the others, but unexpectedly, the onlookers all rushed him at once. Choi Tae-jun was speechless. Wasn't one-on-one fighting supposed to be the rule? But these guys shamelessly ganged up on him. Cowards. Even if you all attack, it won't matter. Yet there were sneak attacks from behind as well. Choi Tae-jun roared, "You'd rather lose your dignity than lose a fight? Is it just you left now?" But as soon as he finished, 3 more guys jumped in. Someone shouted, "He knocked out Bae Seong-ho. We have to gang up or we're doomed." Choi Tae-jun sneered, "Bring it on. I'll take you all at once." Just then, Bae Seong-ho got back up yet again. Choi advised, "Just stay down. Why are you so loyal to a first year?" Bae Seong-ho answered, "Don't talk to me about loyalty. That's not it." Turns out, after beating up the third-year bullies, he'd received a fat red envelope from Go Chang-baem that night. He thought, if I beat up Golden Circle guys, will the reward be even bigger? And even if he lost, the big boss wouldn't mind. Bae Seong-ho told everyone, "This guy's even scarier than Shin Young-min. We might not win. But even so, we can't back down, otherwise Yun-sung would be disappointed." In truth, being Yun-sung's punching bag had already earned him 5 million won, plus a 10 million scholarship, plus $1 million in pocket money. With that kind of cash in just a few days, how could he ever give up on Yun-sung? Bae Seong-ho led 10 second years into the fray, but they still weren't a match for Choi Tae-jun. But this brawl made Choi Tae-jun hate the school from his very first day. This place was like a cult. Normally, when someone lost a fight, it was over. But these guys fought like maniacs, never letting up. If there were any more crazies like this, he'd really be in trouble. Choi Tae-jun thought to himself, this guy has turned the school into a fortress. If that's the case, I'll just have to go all out and break through. As long as I break one of Kim Yun-sung's arms, the middleman can report a success up the chain. As soon as Choi Tae-jun walked out of the classroom, someone deliberately bumped into him. It was none other than Kim Yun-sung's homeroom teacher. Looks like he planned to deal with Choi Tae-jun personally. Turns out, the teacher had already been briefed by Park Jin-woo. He asked, did Kim Yun-sung say what to do next? Park Jin-woo replied, he said to handle it however we saw fit. That left the homeroom teacher in a bind, but no matter what, he couldn't let Choi Tae-jun off easy. Maybe this is my chance to prove my worth and get closer to him, he thought. So he decided to give Choi Tae-jun a lesson he wouldn't forget. He called Choi into the office and slapped him across the face. Choi Tae-jun was furious. What gives you the right? You think teachers can just hit whoever they want? You'll never teach again, I'll make sure you're fired. The homeroom teacher sneered, you really don't get it, do you? On your first day you sent classmates to the hospital, beat up the upperclassmen, and scared your whole class out of their wits. And now you threaten a teacher? Go call that influential friend of your father's and have him sue me, if you dare. You think you can get me fired? Dream on. I've seen plenty like you. No matter what you do, nobody will believe you. No one in this office will testify for you. Without evidence, I can do whatever I want to you in here. This punch is for Park Jin-woo, this one for Bae Seong-ho, and this slap is for one of the second years. That night, Choi called the middleman to vent. Everyone at Chanil High is crazy, the teachers and students are all out of their minds. I can't take this alone. The middleman hadn't expected things to get so messy. If the job failed, he'd be finished too. He tried to comfort Choi and told him to lay low while he figured something out. Then the middleman rushed downtown to see Moon Chang-ho, the education bureau director. He complained that the principal was ignoring him, and hoped the higher-ups could apply some pressure. Moon Chang-ho immediately phoned Daeson's education supervisor. I heard a teacher at Chanil is giving special attention to a certain student. Can you look into it? But the Daeson supervisor replied coldly, why are you, a city official, meddling in Daeson's business? Don't you know that's overstepping? Moon Chang-ho shot back, don't think I don't know about the skeletons in your education system. If you don't cooperate, I'll blow the whistle. But the Daeson supervisor simply played his trump card. You know about Golden Circle, right? If you really want to fight, are you sure you'll escape unharmed? Don't push it. If we fall out, it won't end well for either of us. Turns out, the Daeson supervisor was the principal's own brother. He was a little worried too. After all, Golden Circle was no joke. Honestly, I'm afraid neither of us will escape punishment. The principal reassured him, don't worry. The real opportunity comes from Yongjin Construction's successor, Go Chang-baeum. As for corruption, don't worry about being exposed. The kid we're protecting is smarter than you think. Your position is safe. The next day, for the first time, Choi Tae-jun experienced what it meant to be ostracized. When the class went to PE, no one told him. Wherever he went, people whispered behind his back. Choi finally lost his temper. He immediately texted his crew from the city, telling them to come to Daeson. He also reached out to other schools, hoping to pressure Chanil and completely isolate Kim Yun-sung. At lunch that day, as Choi was eating, Kim Yun-sung suddenly sat down across from him. Choi thought, maybe I'll just deal with him right now. Yun-sung said, heard Daeson's education supervisor gave you some trouble? Choi sneered, so you're the king of this little pond? Step outside and you're nothing. Suddenly, someone forced Choi's face into his lunch tray. If you know I'm the king here, how dare you even show your face? Who gave you the guts to act up on my turf? He was dragged off to a secluded corner. Choi shouted, you guys need to gang up to win? Doesn't that embarrass you? Yun-sung was calm, you're strong, after all, you're a B-rank assassin. If we were evenly matched, I'd try to beat you fair and square. But right now, I can't. So, I'll close the gap. Get him. At his command, the lackeys piled on Choi. Park Jin-woo yelled, move over, let me. Choi's back was nearly broken. Before he could react, Bae Seong-ho's fists followed. No matter how tough Choi Tae-jun was, he couldn't fight off a crowd. He thought about focusing on just one opponent, but suddenly, Yun-sung locked his arm in a cross-arm lock. If you only had one arm left, I might be able to win, right? There was a crisp crack. Choi screamed in agony. You're insane. Yun-sung grabbed him. Now, you have two choices. 1. Finish Golden Circle's assignment as planned, but I'll take your other arm and make school hell for you. 2. Become my guy, pretend you completed Golden Circle's mission, and act as my mole. Of course, Choi refused to give in so easily. You want me to betray Golden Circle? Dream on. At that moment, Yun-sung turned to Bae Seong-ho. If I gave you 100 million, would you stab him? He continued, if you won't, I'll find someone else. I don't mean kill him, I'll call an ambulance right away. As long as he's left with a little injury, that's enough. The atmosphere instantly became tense, everyone froze in shock. Yen Sung's tone turned cold. Think about this, how many years of part-time work would it take to save up 100 million? I can give you that now, in just 3 seconds. Besides, we're just students, if anything happens, we'll just say it was a prank gone wrong, and nobody in Daesan will believe his story. Finally, Bae Seong-ho was tempted. Didn't you say, as long as I do what you ask, you'll reward me? Yen Sung replied coolly, it's just business. Bae nodded. Hold him down, so I don't stab the wrong spot. Just as things were about to get real, Choi Tae-jun panicked and shouted, I'll take the second option. Yen Sung stopped Bae Seong-ho just in time. You made a good decision, I'll reward you. You're off the hook for today. Then, Yen Sung rattled off Choi Tae-jun's address and mentioned his little sister. Warning, I'm much more ruthless than you think. If anyone blocks my way, I'll spend my life making sure theirs is ruined. One last time, which will it be? Stay loyal to Golden Circle, or become my dog? At last, Choi Tae-jun was truly frightened, and bowed his head, I'll be your dog. Yen Sung patted him on the head, like he was comforting a pet. Smart choice. Bae Seong-ho was a little worried. Is it really okay to just let him go? Yen Sung grinned. If he breaks our deal, he'll learn the consequences. Check your account after school, I'll transfer your reward. And bring Jo Hyejin here, but make sure nobody notices. The next day, Jo Hyejin, nicknamed the loudspeaker, spread the word. Kim Yen Sung and Bae Seong-ho had fallen out. Now, even if someone badmouthed Kim Yen Sung, Bae Seong-ho wouldn't stand up for him. Everyone quickly believed it and started wavering, wondering if they should ostracize Kim Yen Sung. But in truth, this was all part of a trap Kim Yen Sung had carefully prepared. He was just waiting for the big fish to bite. Meanwhile, ever since Go Chang-baem became an executive director at Myeongjin Construction, his younger brother, Go Chang-sok, finally couldn't sit still. He called an emergency meeting with the top brass. At this rate, their father was likely to hand the company over to Go Chang-baem. Director Kim Kil-yin saw through it instantly. I'm sure there's someone helping him behind the scenes, someone we haven't identified yet. Your last scandal was leaked by someone, only Go Chang-baem benefited. Now he's suddenly working his way up from the construction sites, diligently clocking in and out. When accidents happened on site, his response was exactly in line with the chairman's values. If he was still the old Go Chang-baem, could he have pulled that off? None of this is coincidence, someone is pulling the strings. That person is the key. The problem is, we still don't know who it is. We need to use every resource to figure out who's behind him. Over the next few days, Go Chang-sok had people tail his brother, but turned up nothing. He was growing increasingly frustrated with his team. Suddenly, someone noticed unusual transactions in Go Chang-baem's account. Large sums flowing into a school, for scholarships, a gym, a swimming pool, and more. But Go Chang-sok dismissed the clue. That guy always spends money recklessly. 3 years ago, he paid off a bar girl's debt and got chewed out by dad. Forget it, don't waste any more time on them. Just then, Go Chang-sok got a call from an unknown number. He didn't answer, but a text came through. I'm the one behind Go Chang-baem. I want to talk to you privately. Turns out, Go Chang-baem had already realized he was being tailed, and warned Kim Yen Sung to be careful. I think you might be in danger. Chang-sok is probably looking for you. Kim Yen Sung grinned slyly. Are you scared Chang-sok will give me even more benefits? Go Chang-baem tensed up and quickly denied it. Yen Sung pressed, do you trust me? If you do, help me get someone else's phone number. Meanwhile, Go Chang-sok asked Kim Kil-yin, if we find out who's behind this, what do we do? Kim replied, 2 options, recruit them to help us bring down Go Chang-baem, or, if they refuse, eliminate them. Soon, Go Chang-sok reached out to Kim Yen Sung, inviting him to join his camp. Go Chang-baem only has a high school diploma, but I graduated from a top university. He used to just hang out in bars, while I've built up real experience in the company. You know as well as I do, Dad is unlikely to let him inherit. That's why you contacted me, right? Yen Sung replied, maybe, but I have a condition. Chang-sok agreed before even hearing it. I'm ready to agree to anything you ask. Back at the company, everyone crowded around to ask about the negotiation. Chang-sok said, he didn't ask for anything special, just a seat on the board. Director Kim immediately panicked, you're giving a board seat to someone you don't even know? We need to be careful. Chang-sok slammed the table, who are you to lecture me? What did you do when I was being exposed? If someone capable wants to join, what's a board seat? You need to see the bigger picture. But Kim insisted, it's not that simple. Myeongjin Construction values tradition. Our execs have all devoted over 20 years. Chang Sok cut him off. Enough. That old thinking is what's holding us back. If I become chairman, this place is going to change. Just remember, if I'm in charge, you won't lose out, isn't that enough? Kim Kil-yin felt uneasy. He'd backed Chang Sok all the way, but now even his own position wasn't safe. He knew Chang Sok was selfish and overbearing, but at least he was more invested in the company than Chang Bayam ever was. Just then, Kim Kil-yin got a call from an unknown number. The caller got straight to the point. I heard about Chang Sok's decision. You aren't happy, are you? Honestly, I never wanted a board seat. I just wanted you to see the difference between Chang Sok and Chang Bayam. Myeongjin Construction is all about tradition. A board seat isn't for just anyone. If Chang Sok really understood the chairman, he wouldn't have offered it so easily. So I hope you'll support Go Chang Bayam. He's not the same reckless kid he once was. Kim shook his head. I can't betray the people I've chosen. The caller replied, it's not betrayal. I just hope your decades of work aren't thrown away at the end. A few days later, Kim Kil-yin met with Go Chang Bayam and asked directly, who's helping you behind the scenes? Chang Bayam just smiled, that's something I can't say. Kim didn't press. Instead, he reminisced. You used to follow the chairman around construction sites, even helped us carry bricks. One time you fell, and I nearly had a heart attack. Seeing you grow up healthy made me happy. I always had high hopes for you. But when you got older, you changed. Myeongjin Construction only got stronger, but you just partied and caused trouble. That's why I thought you weren't fit to be chairman, and supported Chang Sok instead. Like your father, I've given everything to this company. I couldn't hand it to someone who couldn't even keep his own job. But lately, you've changed. Now, it doesn't matter who's helping you, as long as you deliver results, that's enough. Myeongjin Construction needs you now. I'm counting on you. Back to Kim Yun-sung's side. Not long ago, he deliberately spread the rumor that he'd fallen out with Bae Seong-ho. Choi Tae-jun reported back on how the students reacted. Kim Yun-sung had already narrowed down his list of suspects to 3. The first was Yoo Jin-young, top student in the first semester, always ahead, so Yun-sung was a threat to her. Second was Lee Jin-hyung. At the start of the semester, he and Yun-sung had fought, and though he kept a low profile, his family owned thousands of pyong of land. And the third was Choi Shona. Her father was a high-ranking official, and at one point this semester, her grades had surpassed Yun-sung's before he overtook her again. Yun-sung set his bait squarely on these 3. After several days of observation, he narrowed it down to 1. The next day, during soccer class, a girl nearby hesitated, debating whether to confess her feelings. She was the main suspect, Choi Shona. Oh Hyeji tried to dissuade her. Kim Yun-sung isn't the good student he used to be. If you date him, he might lead you astray. But Choi Shona replied, it was other people who messed with him first. Then, summoning her courage, she approached to talk to him. Yun-sung smiled slightly. I have something to say to you, too. Let's go somewhere private. Class was about to start, and the 2 still hadn't returned. Oh Hyeji grew worried. Suddenly, she received a text from Choi Shona asking for help. It turned out Yun-sung had brought her to the equipment storage room. At first, Shona was a little nervous, but she kept reassuring herself that Yun-sung was a good student and would never cross the line. Unexpectedly, he locked the door behind them. He asked, do you know why all these things have been happening to me lately? Actually, someone's been controlling things from the shadows. I've set up traps, sending different signals to 3 suspects. I told the first I was exhausted and wanted to transfer schools. If she's the mastermind, she'd be thrilled. I told the second I'd fallen out with Bae Seong-ho. If he's behind it, he'd come looking for trouble right away. And to you, I hinted that I'm tired but still holding on. If you're pulling the strings, you'd push Golden Circle to act faster. So, now that you know all this, how do you feel? Before long, Oh Hyeji rushed in, anxiously asking what had happened. Had Yun-sung bullied Shona? At that moment, Yun-sung, hiding nearby, spoke up, Shona, you can go. Baffled, Oh Hyeji watched as Shona obediently left. Then Yun-sung shut the door. Hyeji, you stay. Even though Shona is suspicious, I have reason to believe she's not the culprit. It turned out, Yun-sung had asked Go Chang Bayam to investigate all 3. Shona had one critical detail. Her brother had taken his own life after being bullied. Her family moved to Daesan to protect her. Because of that, she hated school violence more than anyone. When she heard about Yun-sung's experiences, she'd encouraged him to be brave. So, there's only one conclusion. Shona only passed along the rumors she heard, but the real mastermind is you, Oh Hyeji. Hyeji broke free and ran for the door. I don't know why you suspect me, but it's not true. But someone locked the door from the outside. With no way out, Hyeji tried to reason with him. We've always been close, I have no reason to hurt you. I'm sure it was Shona's idea. She was upset when your grades improved. You know her dad's a high-ranking official, and Golden Circle has connections with people like that. But Yun-sung wasn't fooled, he'd never mentioned Golden Circle in front of her. Once her cover was blown, Haiji dropped the act. You brought this on yourself. If you hadn't always been so cold, it never would have come to this. It turned out that several months ago, the first time Haiji met Kim Yun-sung, she was smitten. Handsome, top of the class, an all-around athlete, he was practically flawless. The problem was, there were plenty of girls who liked Kim Yun-sung, but he turned every single one down. Afraid she'd get rejected too, Haiji opted to test the waters instead of confessing outright. Every time Yun-sung patiently helped her solve a difficult problem, she felt she had a chance. She even had her friends ask about his ideal type. Kim Yun-sung said, "I like girls like Haiji, cheerful girls are the most attractive to me." That gave Haiji renewed confidence. With a carefully chosen gift and a heartfelt letter, she finally summoned up the courage to confess to him in person. But she was rejected all the same. Growing up in a wealthy family, this was the first time in her life she'd ever tasted defeat. Her resentment toward Yun-sung deepened. "Did you commission Golden Circle to get back at me?" Haiji demanded angrily. "Didn't you say I was your type? Why did you lead me on if you never liked me? But I never thought things would go this far. I just wanted you to know what despair felt like. I swear, I'll never do something like this again, please, just let me go." Kim Yun-sung replied calmly, "I didn't reject you because I disliked you. I just don't have time for a relationship. The snacks and gadgets you bought on a whim, I can't afford any of that. Even if I did like you, I'd still have to say no." For a moment, Haiji thought she saw hope. "Then why didn't you just tell me? If you'd been honest, I wouldn't have ended up like this. Can't we just go back to how things were?" Suddenly, Kim Yun-sung grabbed her hair, his voice icy cold. "It's too late for that. I'm going to tear your life apart piece by piece. You'll never understand why I'm this cruel. Do you know why I survived without becoming a vegetable? Why my family didn't collapse? Why I endured 10 years in hell? Because I never stopped fighting. People like you are the ones who pushed me into the abyss then sat back to watch the show. You'd better start researching which plastic surgeon is the best in town." Just then, the homeroom teacher burst in, shocked by the scene. "You're even hitting girls now?" Yun-sung answered bluntly, "She's the one who hired Golden Circle." The teacher's attitude flipped instantly. "If she really is the client, then maybe you went a bit far, but she should pay for what she's done. I'll handle the fallout." But Yun-sung said, "No need. Just send her home." When Haiji's father, Chun-sum, saw his daughter's battered face, he was furious. "I'll make you pay for this. Kim Yun-sung, go Changbaeum, I'll see both of you in jail." Before taking action, he wanted to confront the Golden Circle middleman about the leak. "You said you never fail, I'll make sure every client hears about this." But the middleman, Jung Shan-soo, was unfazed. "Do whatever you want. Our business is finished. As you said, Golden Circle has never failed. If I broke the rules, what do you think would happen to me? So I've already given all the evidence of our deal to Kim Yun-sung, for insurance, in case I want to stay alive." Chun-sum shouted, "Then let's all go down together. I'll report you, and expose Golden Circle for what it is. No one will get out of this unscathed." Jung Shan-soo said nothing more and hung up. He'd done this because Kim Yun-sung had contacted him before Chun-sum ever did. "You're Golden Circle's local middleman, right? I've already sent Haiji home safely." Jung Shan-soo was stunned. Not only did Yun-sung know the client, he even had his phone number. He realized instantly that Choi Tae-jun had betrayed him. Kim Yun-sung continued, "You've exposed the identity of a client. Now you're a threat to Golden Circle. Their only option is to silence you and Chun-sum, permanently." As he spoke, two men with knives appeared silently behind Jung Shan-soo. Kim Yun-sung's tone shifted. "Do you want to live? Then do exactly as I say, report to your superiors that the assignment was a success. Tell them I've been dealt with, the client is satisfied, and Choi Tae-jun completed the job." Meanwhile, right after hanging up, Chun-sum's doorbell rang. To his shock, Kim Yun-sung himself walked in. Yun-sung sat on the sofa and ordered coldly, "Sit down and listen. I'll give you two choices. If you want revenge, call the police. But if you do, I'll release all the evidence Jung Shan-soo just gave me. Golden Circle won't go down, but you and Shan-soo will both be finished. You'll go to jail, and Haiji will be implicated as well. Neither of you will have a good ending. You'll get at least 3 years, she'll get a few months at most. What do you think will happen to Haiji while you're gone? You think I'll let her off?" Chun-sum roared, "You're threatening us? You think you'll get away with this?" Yun-sung replied with a confident sneer, "You can't touch me. I have Go Changbaeum behind me. I could have him cripple Haiji, ruin her eyes." At this, Haiji trembled, barely able to stand. Yun-sung slowly reached behind him, pulled out a knife, and tossed it on the floor. "Here's another option. Do it yourself, Make sure this demon can never hurt anyone again. With that, he left the room without looking back. You're insane. Call the police. His wife screamed. He's gone, call the police. But Oh Chunsum just knelt, staring at the knife, haunted by Yensung's words. If this gets out, he's going to jail. Against Myeongjin Construction and Go Changbayam, they didn't stand a chance. If their lives and legacy were destroyed, who would be responsible? Without me, can you protect Haiji? I told you not to spoil her too much. Seeing the look in her father's eyes, Haiji fled in terror. For the first time, she saw madness in him. To protect his status and power, Oh Chunsum was finally willing to sacrifice his own daughter. No matter how she begged, it was useless. Jung Shansu asked, even if Oh Chunsum chooses the second option, you're not just letting this go, are you? Kim Yun-sung answered calmly, I have evidence of all his crimes. If he resists, I'll report him for domestic abuse. When that happens, their family will lose everything. She'll be left disabled, living alone. Jung Shansu was stunned by his ruthlessness. But Golden Circle will find out the truth, sooner or later. Kim Yun-sung replied, that's why I want to make a deal. I'll be a Trojan horse, infiltrate your organization as a mole. You joined Golden Circle for the money, right? Work with me, and you'll make more. Jung Shansu laughed. You think Myeongjin Construction alone is enough to support you? I admit, I joined Golden Circle to climb the social ladder. Golden Circle has the power for that. I'm betting my life on you because I'm scared of them too. But you want me to trust you in Myeongjin Construction? To take on this kind of risk? Forget it. Then, Kim Yun-sung uttered a single word, top tiers. If for the next 2 years, I only have you handle the top tier members? The top tiers were Golden Circle's most elite clients, the creme de la creme of Korea's chaebol families. Golden Circle had special middlemen just for them, and the pay was astronomical. Most crucially, the top tier's middlemen were considered top tier members themselves. Jung Shansu was stunned. He hadn't expected Yun-sung to know so much. How could you possibly get me a top tier only middleman position? Yun-sung replied coolly, you just need to keep your mouth shut for the next month. After that, you'll get what you want. He knew all of this because, in a few years, everyone would know about the coming storm. Society would call it Golden Gate, but the top tier's member list would never be revealed. The whole thing would quietly fade away. Just taking down Golden Circle wasn't enough. Because the wealth and power behind them would never crumble so easily. Now, he was ready to set the next phase of his plan in motion. To utterly destroy Golden Circle, Kim Yun-sung decided to recruit a Prosperity Party congressman as his new backer. Kim Pan-ho, once a university professor, had leveraged his connections, gained by opening doors for the children of the elite, to become a member of the National Assembly. But a twist came. Congressman Jang Ho-il from the rival party suddenly exposed a corruption scandal involving Kim Pan-ho. This was the opportunity Kim Yun-sung had been waiting for. At that moment, Kim Pan-ho urgently needed outside help. Kim Yun-sung told him, Congressman Jang doesn't actually hold any personal grudge against you. Even if he attacks you, there's little political benefit in it for him. So I suspect he's just acting as someone else's mouthpiece. That someone is your own party star, Assemblyman Yang Min-koo. You've expanded your power too quickly, and now he wants you out of the way. But since you're in the same party, moving against you directly is risky, so he let Jang Ho-il strike first. As someone from the opposition, Jang's accusations are more convincing to the public. Kim Pan-ho countered, even if you're right, what's your solution? Kim Yun-sung replied, very soon, a drug scandal involving international students will break out. One of them will be exposed by name. Coincidentally, Jang Ho-il's own son is currently studying abroad. If you play this right, you can turn the tables. I've also prepared more plans to benefit you. If you're willing to trust me, give me a call. I'll wait 1 week. A few days later, the drug scandal broke as predicted. Kim Pan-ho was suspicious. You're just a student, how do you know these things? Yun-sung just smiled. Thanks to Go Changbayam. His circle of friends hears everything. Kim Pan-ho praised him. You've got guts and a good head. So, what else have you prepared? Yun-sung answered, before I share more, let me ask, are you planning to run for president? Frankly, your odds are slim. You don't have a story that moves people. You're from an elite family. Everything has gone your way, professor, lawmaker, you're part of the top 0.01% in Korea. Voters just can't relate. At this, Kim Pan-ho grew angry. Are you telling me to give up everything I have now? Kim Yun-sung replied calmly, with your personality, you'd never give up. So leave everything to me, I'll make you a king. First, Myeongjin Construction will bankroll your campaign. I'll help craft your presidential image, building a story that inspires respect. You'll be the political hero who brings down Golden Circle. If, once Golden Circle is condemned by society, you can clean up the mess swiftly, you'll become a star overnight. I'll handle everything, even unexpected crises. You just need to help at the critical moments. I know you're wary of trusting a student, but I suggest you investigate me quietly during this time. You'll find I'm not just a student, I'm the strategist behind Go Changbayam, the very advisor his younger brother has been desperately searching for. Back at school, students whispered about Oh Hyeji's sudden withdrawal. Some said she'd been hospitalized just days before, so badly injured she couldn't walk. Kim Yun-sung hadn't expected Kim Panho to go so far against his own daughter. Now, all that's left is for this power-hungry man to accept my proposal. If he refuses, I'll activate my backup plan, eliminate him if he learns my real identity and recruit someone new. Maybe I'll face an even tougher opponent. Worst case, he joins forces with Golden Circle. Just then, someone called out to him from behind. A burly man threatened, "Go in by yourself, or we'll drag you." These were Kim Panho's men. He already knew Yun-sung was Go Changbayam's secret strategist. I don't get it. You were never a Golden Circle victim. Why do you hate them so much? Yun-sung shot back, have you ever felt the despair of being targeted for no reason, completely powerless to fight back? Maybe someone like you, with power, could resist. But Golden Circle never goes after people like you, they pick those with no strength, no way to defend themselves. Victims can't even transfer schools, because that would ruin their future. There's no help from teachers or adults, Golden Circle has already infiltrated, and the grown-ups just look the other way. At school you get beaten, after school you're never safe. You can't do anything except endure, it's hell. I'm going to break this endless cycle of violence once and for all. Violence might never vanish, but Golden Circle, which profits from it, must be wiped out. Kim Panho was silent for a moment, then said, "Tell me your plan. Afterward, I'll give you my answer." Golden Circle only maintains their ties to the powerful because they've never failed. But I've already convinced a middleman to submit a false report. Next, I'll transfer to a top high school in Gangnam for senior year and keep my grades #1 nationwide. In Gangnam, academic performance is everything. If the elites there find out Golden Circle couldn't handle me, their reputation will take a hit. Along the way, I'll need your help to make sure I'm not expelled. The longer I last, the more passive Golden Circle becomes. Kim Panho suddenly asked, "Do you know why I want to be president?" "Actually, I just want to experience it for myself. Everyone around me dreams of it, so I figured, why not me? I've never failed, top university, professor, lawmaker. So why not president? But if you fail even once, I'll drop you immediately, erase all evidence you ever worked for me. If you can handle that, I'll accept your proposal." The next day after school, Choi Shona came to Yun-sung. She'd seen what happened to Oh Hyeji and wanted in on the revenge. Her brother, too, had been killed by those people. She couldn't stand people like Oh Hyeji, self-centered, lacking all empathy, classic sociopaths. As Yun-sung rummaged in his bag, he asked, "How far are you willing to go?" Choi Shona answered, "I'll do anything." Yun-sung handed her a pen. "Could you take out someone's eye with this? When I break someone's bones, I'm prepared for my own to be broken. If you ruin someone's life, you have to be ready for yours to be ruined too. If all you have is a little resolve, how can you help me? Don't come to me with half-hearted intentions, they'll only drag me down." To Yun-sung, this path was too dangerous for Shona. The same went for his friend Kim Si-woo. He could fight alongside him in Daesan, but not in Gangnam. One person jumping into the fire was enough. Even if he left, he hoped Si-woo would live well here. Just then, Kim Si-woo said, "That guy from the cram school is back." Recently, every cram school in Daesan was fighting to recruit Kim Yun-sung, all thanks to the principal's elite school obsession. To boost the school's reputation, the principal had the media report Yun-sung's perfect scores on the mock exams. The man in front of him offered, if Yun-sung agreed to be their star student, he'd get a 3 million won scholarship every month. He didn't even have to attend, just admit to having studied there. It was tempting, but Kim Yun-sung turned him down without hesitation. The next day, a new face appeared at the school gate, Lee Miso, who introduced herself as the admin of the Daechi Area Sky Mom Forum. This forum was a hub for Daechi area parents to share educational information, making it a key intelligence network in the local education scene. Lee Miso hoped Kim Yun-sung could tutor her and several friends' children after school, offering 4 sessions per month at 2 million won per student, with lessons to be held in Daesan. Since he wasn't familiar with the forum, Yun-sung said he'd need a few days to consider. That evening, he went online to research it, and found that most posts were just parents chatting about daily study routines, nothing that seemed of real value. But then, Lee Miso discreetly handed him a premium membership account worth 10 million won, claiming it gave access to a secret message board visible only to paying members. Once inside, Yun-sung's interest was piqued. During the last Life's Golden Gate incident, the fiercest backlash hadn't come from politicians, but from parents hypersensitive about their children's futures. Their rage wasn't about Golden Circle's unfairness, but that their own children couldn't access those resources. Kim Yun-sung instantly realized how valuable this group's influence could be. So he agreed to Lee Miso's request without hesitation. The next day, Lee Miso's son and a group of wealthy kids arrived in Daesan as scheduled. But they didn't buy into Yun-sung's reputation. Why should a student from a small town be number one in the country? Kang Min-woo immediately suggested, let's ditch class. Some worried their parents would take away their phones and allowance, but Kang Min-woo reassured them, if we all skip, they'll just fire the teacher. Even the top student in Korea can't do anything to us. When class time came, the classroom was empty. The group was hiding out in a club. Kim Yun-sung tracked them down quickly. Just as Kang Min-woo was about to lose his temper, Yun-sung slapped him hard across the face. When a teacher arrives, shouldn't you at least say hello? Kang Min-woo roared, do you know who my parents are? One phone call and you're finished. Kim Yun-sung replied coolly, then call them right now. Tell them your first day at cram school, you got smacked by the teacher like a dog. Yun-sung's attitude was pure street punk. Kang Min-woo never imagined the country's top student could act like this. He'd thought the teacher would be bookish and cold. Kang Min-woo immediately called his mom to complain. But when she learned he'd been hit for skipping class, she blew up. Didn't I tell you to listen to your teacher? Skipping on the first day? When will you ever learn? Kim Yun-sung grabbed the phone and put it on speaker. Lee Miso apologized profusely. Please forgive him just this once, I promise it won't happen again. Yun-sung reminded her, remember what I said about punishment rights? She promised instantly, of course. If Minyu messes up again, you have free rein to punish him however you see fit. The other parents all agree, too. Yun-sung faced the class, your choice, pay attention, or get taught a lesson. After class, Kang Min-woo was still fuming. He asked Shin Yumi if Daesan had any local tough guys. Getting hit like this, he needed payback. As it happened, Shin Yumi knew someone who claimed to be the local boss. Kang Min-woo had her call him. He wanted to teach Yun-sung a lesson. With enough coaxing, the so-called boss agreed right away. No one expected this boss to be Park Jin-woo. He had no idea his target was Kim Yun-sung. Trying to look cool in front of the girls, he bragged endlessly. Because Yun-sung had to train at the gym before class, Shin Yumi brought them straight there. As soon as Park Jin-woo entered, he shouted, who here's the student? Bring him out, I want to see what he's got. Fresh from training, Kim Si-woo recognized him and asked, what are you doing here? Shin Yumi's eyes lit up when she saw Kim Si-woo. You know this handsome guy? Park Jin-woo was relieved, the target wasn't Kim Si-woo. Suddenly, Shin Yumi pointed, he's the one who hit us. At that moment, Kim Yun-sung appeared. Park Jin-woo's face went white and he bolted. Shin Yumi chased after him. Where are you going? Park Jin-woo broke out in a cold sweat, he'd nearly caused a scene. She caught up and grabbed him. Park Jin-woo, the tutor is Kim Yun-sung, the one who hit us. Aren't you the boss of Daesan? Park Jin-woo panicked, say no more, and don't ever call me again. If you want to stay safe, just listen to Yun-sung. With a look of helplessness, he muttered, I knew this would happen. In the end, nothing's worth more than your life. After that, the spoiled students could only quietly return to class. During the lesson, someone started nodding off. Yun-sung raised his voice, wake up. I know commuting to Daesan 3 times a week is rough, but the least you can do is understand your own parents. After you finish my course, if your grades don't improve, what do you think will happen? You'll just get even more tutoring. Accept it. But if your grades go up this semester, we'll cut back to once a week. I'll even talk to your parents so you can drop other cram schools. If you follow my method, your grades will rise, getting into college won't be a problem. Do you want to live at cram school every day, or just take my class once a week and have free time? Half a month later, everyone's final grades had jumped a whole tier. Lee Miso was thrilled and asked Yun-sung to keep tutoring them once a week. We'll pay you 10 million won per student every month, and if scores go up again, there's a bonus. Yun-sung didn't care about the money. As long as you keep your word, I'll do it, she agreed immediately. Just as she was about to leave, Yun-sung suddenly asked, what does Minyu's father do? The truth was, he'd taken this job to get close to Kang Min-woo's father. These families had money and power, but had never joined Golden Circle. The reason was simple, Kang Min-woo's father was the deputy chief prosecutor at the Central District Prosecutor's Office. After finals, winter break arrived. Yun-sung and Si-woo asked Coach Young to evaluate their current skills. Young said, Si-woo's boxing is at a pro level, but his grappling is still weak, he can only compete with amateurs. As for you, Yun-sung, you could challenge pro fighters, but only those ranked at the bottom, because your body hasn't matured yet. Your real opponents are 30-somethings at their peak. Against them, you'd lose whether it's boxing or ground fighting, the physical gap is too big. Yun-sung grinned. Then, coach, let's use this winter break to bulk up together.